are currently third, but they're only 1 point behind Surrey, who are tabletop. And they've also got a game in hand. So we're very much in a very strong position to be competing for those final 3 spots where you go through to the eliminators.
Yeah, Durham are third, aren't they? And in fact, the big game is Durham play the Blaze today, and that's going to have a key marker as to who goes forward to finals day. Just on this match, Jem, Hampshire won the toss and Georgia Adams decided to bowl first. Why do you think she's done that?
It's Hampshire and Vipers prior to that always have relished a chase, especially in the shorter format. So no great surprise there. It is something that they do enjoy doing. Although batting first this year, Hampshire have won 3 out of 3. But on the flip side, Lancashire have won 0 out of 5 batting first. So maybe sticking them in is a little bit of that as well.
I think it's probably that is. We're just waiting for the umpires to come down. The teams are gathering on the side of the pitch. Hampshire are in a huddle at the moment. Georgia Adams is giving them the final pep talk as they await to go through the flag that's been held by participants and young school children who were hoping to go on in the game. I best read the sides out, Jem. I'll do the Lancashire side if you want, and you do Hampshire. So Lancashire have gone with Eve Jones at 1, the Australian great Meg Lanning at 2. They'll open the batting. Darcy Carter, who did well for Scotland, in the recent T20 World Cup, will come in at 3. Emma Lamb at 4. Tilly Kesteven at 5. Addie Threlkel, the captain, at 6. 7 is Seren Smale, 8 is Kate Cross, Tara Norris at 9, Venus Virapali at 10, and Hannah Jones at 11.
Yeah, lovely. That's 2 changes for the Lancashire side, and Hampshire have done the same, 2 changes. So we're back to the opening partnership of Maya Boucher and Ellen McCacken. Georgia Adams, the captain, Naomi Ditani, Francesca Sweet, wicketkeeper Rihanna Southby, Abby Norgrove comes back into the side, Nancy Harmon, the Australian overseas AJ Wellington, Poppy Tullock and Bex Tyson. So from Hampshire's last game, Pippa Sproul and Eliza Bristow make way for Abby Norgrove and Ella McCacken.
Lancashire can't make the finals now, Jem, after they lost to Durham the other day. How do you expect them to approach today?
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right, Sanjay. They've not had the best season in this format, but they do have a decent record coming down here. And when I say down here, in this fixture last year, it was actually played at Falkland Cricket Club in Newbury, but it was Hampshire's home game. And they won that one. They were rained off against Arundel, at Arundel. So there was no result there. But their big victory came in the 50-over game when they beat Hampshire in the final last year and took home that trophy. So they enjoy playing in this area.
They do.
I don't know if they can take something from that. It's hard, isn't it, when you're out of contention? How do you keep going?
How do you keep going? Yeah.
There'll be things to play for. Some of them will be getting themselves into form for back into the 50-over cricket. Some of them will be obviously going on to the 100. So there's things to play for, things to get yourself in form for, but also at this level, every win is important.
Well, they are professionals. The teams are out on the field, as you can see if you're watching on the live stream, and if you are listening on BBC Art Sport Online, then you'll hear the applause from the growing crowd here on a glorious sunny day in Southampton. The teams are out. Eve Jones and Meg Lanning, the great Australian, will be on strike. It is going to be Lanning who will open for Lancashire Thunder. It's the umpires are in place. The umpires today are, I met him in the lift actually, Ben Peverell, who's telling me about his umpiring journey, and Dean Daniels is the other umpire, just making sure that everybody is in place before Hampshire start their bowling attack for this innings.
We're going to open.
Do you want to take us off, Jem?
Can do.
The first one?
Yeah, we're going to open with a bit of left arm spin. It's something Lindsay Smith's done a lot for Hampshire, but more recently with her on international duty, it's been down to Bex Tyson, who's going to bowl the first ball of the morning right now as she comes in and bowls. It's a line and length, and that's just worked away onto the leg side by Jones, and they get things running with a single.
Yeah, nice. It's a trend now, isn't it? I went to the Oval on Thursday and watched that semi-final, and got two Hampshire stalwarts in Lauren Bell and Lindsay Smith bowling. But certainly, yeah, opening with a spinner is something that worked really well for England, and it's obviously something they've honed here at the Utilita.
Absolutely. It used to be sort of back in the day, if I'm old enough to say that, the men started doing it, obviously, before the women's game became professional, to just sort of sneaking over in. Used to be sort of hiding over early on before the opening batters, expecting the pace on. But now it's very much, probably more in the women's game, used as a genuine tactic to just keep things under control. As she's in again, this time round the wicket, back of a length and pulled well, but it will be cut off by Maya Bouchier on the mid-wicket boundary. They come through for another single.
Important to get your fielding boots on early. Set the standards, set the right tone, because I think something that we've seen, the improvement in the fielding in the women's game has been phenomenal over the last couple of years.
It really has. Maya Bouchier, who just fielded that, is an exceptional fielder. As Tyson's back over the wicket to the left-handed Jones, works that into the leg side for no run. Abby Norgrove's been brilliant this year. Lindsay Smith is a fantastic fielder. Obviously, I know not playing today, but there's some real sort of top-class fielders that really lift this whole side. Tyson's in again to Jones, and again it's cramped her for room, and she works that round to leg side, and Rihanna Southby scampers to do the fielding. 2-dot balls to follow those two singles.
Only two fielders outside the circle in the power play, and both of those are on the leg side, which is expected for the turn that Bex Tyson will get.
Yeah, and they're fairly close together as well, as she comes in, and this time there's I wouldn't say expansive drive, but a sort of a waft outside off stump as it's play and miss. Rihanna Southby just whips the bails off to remind her that she's there. I don't think there was any appeal for stumping, but just a little warning early on.
Didn't look much conviction in that shot, did they?
No, not at all. She's in again to finish the over. And this time there's a bit of sort of a half wild sweep as that just dribbles down to the leg side, and that ends a fantastic over. 2 singles off the first 2 balls. The score is 2-0.
It's a great crowd that's building here at the Utilita. Just remember, it's 1 ticket will get you into both matches today. It's £35 to come in and watch 2 wonderful games of cricket here. If you're stuck on something to do on a lovely summer's day, what better than coming down and watching your county in action and supporting the Hawks when they play Kent Spitfires later on, and the game that's ongoing now against Lancashire Thunder, who are 2 without loss at the end of that first over. Naima Datani is going to open up from the pavilion end, and it's going to be Datani is opening up. It was right. I was just checking who was facing. It's going to be Meg Lanning who's going to face the Hampshire seamer as she comes in now, approaches the wicket, left arm over bowls, and on the back foot she goes and just drops it into the leg side for no run. Lancashire 2 without loss.
Yeah, Meg Lanning flying in this competition. It's no surprise with the quality of a player she is and the pedigree she has behind her. She's currently second, even though Lancashire as a team are struggling in this competition. In the Vitality Blast, she's the second leading run scorer behind Somerset's Sophie Luff. It's been very key to Lancashire getting runs on the board.
Datani in again bowls, and this time Meg Lanning rocks onto the back foot and thumps it up in the air. It's dropping, it's plugging, won't get to the boundary, and Wellington comes round and fields, and they come through for 2. Aggressive shot from Meg Lanning, Jem.
It was, yeah. Got enough on it to make sure it was safe and over the infield, but like you say, just plugged. Even though you'd think this ground, how dry and it's been, it would kick on, but they are big leg side boundaries. They are big square boundaries.
Yeah, didn't quite time it as she wanted to. Lanning, as Datani in again approaches the crease, bowls full and driven quite sweetly down to the fielder at mid-off for no run. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? That it's been so dry here, but yet you'd have thought that that ball, once it bounced, would have sort of rolled on as you would do on a nice green.
Maybe she played it like a professional golfer.
Yeah,
how
exactly,
she managed to get it to stay.
Yeah, not much backspin, but certainly it stopped, allowing Amanda Jade Wellington, who's fielding at deep square leg, to pick that up and throw it back in as Datani now bowls full again, and sort of an attempted drive to mid-off that ends up at mid-on by Lanning. Good lines and lengths here from Datani. It's a good start by both the bowlers.
Yeah, it's been good from Datani this season. She hasn't had a lot of opportunity with the ball in the past with other seamers that Hampshire and Vipers had. But yeah, she's had a lot of opportunity this year, and she's really grabbed it with both hands, and obviously captaining in Georgia Adams' absence at the start of the season as well. It's been a good season for Datani.
In she comes again now. Bustling run up, bowls full, and again just driven full and fielded off her own boundary. Appreciative crowd like the effort that Naomi Datani's putting into. She's just gone for 2 runs off her first 5 overs, and keeping Meg Lanning stuck at one end.
Yep, you take that kind of economy rate any day, but when you're bowling to someone of Lanning's quality, it just puts an extra edge onto how well she must be bowling.
Yeah, 325 runs in the blast this year for Meg Lanning. Final ball of this Datani over, then bowls leg side and swung into that leg side. Will Wellington get to it? Dives, and no, she doesn't. It reaches the boundary. Lanning's hit the first boundary of the day off the last ball of that first Datani over. She moves on to 7. Emma Jones is on 1, and Lancashire Thunder are 8 without loss after 2 overs.
Yeah, it's still a decent start from Hampshire. They'll be very happy with that. Looks like we're going to have Amanda Jade Wellington. Was that Bex Tyson again? I think it's still Bex Tyson. Yeah. Still Bex Tyson to continue. So we can continue with left arm spin from our commentary end, the hotel end. And she'll be bowling to the left-handed Eve Jones. She's up over the wicket. Bowls outside off stump. Oh, there's an appeal there, and she's gone, caught behind. It just looked like an innocuous outside off stump delivery, and again, it was one of those wafty shots. It wasn't with no conviction, like you said in the previous over. And a little edge through to Rihanna Southby, who makes no mistake. And umpire's finger went up very quickly. It was easy decision. Eve Jones, she didn't look her best today. She's gone caught behind 1 off 6 deliveries. And a great breakthrough for Hampshire.
Swish of the bat as Eve Jones is disappointed with the shot that she played. Yeah, there was the last over. It was the same-ish sort of shot, wasn't it? It was just no conviction, just no foot move, and just a swish of the bat. And she's gone an early breakthrough for Hampshire. That's exactly what they needed as they just aim to consolidate their place towards the top of the group to make sure that they reach finals day.
Absolutely, like you said earlier, they're sandwiched at the minute between Durham and Blaze in the table, who are playing each other today. So aside from a tie, which Hampshire have had 2 of this season, assuming there's no tie there will be a winner of those 2, which could mean, if Hampshire win as well, that the table shifts a little bit at the top. Coming to the crease now is Darcy Carter, fresh from her World Cup ventures. She was representing Scotland, and she's top scored for them. Scored 201 runs for Scotland in the World Cup, and this is her coming back into Tier 1 county cricket as Bex Tyson is round the wicket to the right-hander. And again, a little push there. It's a line and length ball, and Carter just pushes at it, and another dot ball.
Yeah, she batted well in that competition. She's 3rd highest run scorer, which is great for a Scottish batter.
Absolutely, she's in again, and a fuller ball driven, but no real timing. And Captain Georgia Adams fields that. I'm
going to attempt to multitask, Jem, which may not go down that well. I'm going to try and have a look at what's going on in the other matches in this Tier 1 group.
Tyson's in again, and another sort of swipe, really. That looked like it bounced over off stump, and I say a swipe, but again, not full-blooded.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep everyone up to date as to what's going on with the Durham Blaze match. Sounds sensible, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll leave you to multitask.
Yeah, it's not going well. I've got to say.
So Tyson, her 5th ball of the over, and this time it was weighted more by Darcy Carter, who flicks that into the leg side, fielded well by Abby Norgrove in a short mid-wicket position. Yeah,
that was a good bit of fielding, wasn't it? Because she hit it hard. And it's that awkward bounce, wasn't it? Just in front of the fielder. Yeah. You don't have to sort of rear up and hit you.
Final ball of the over. It's down leg side. It'll be a wide, and that's going to spoil a potential wicket maiden for Bex Tyson. So umpire Ben Deverill is signalling up to our scorers, who today are Caroline Green and Kevin Medhurst, up in the score box to our right. And she'll have to re-bowl her final ball of the over. Darcy Carter yet to get off the mark. She's in and bowls a fuller delivery, driven down the ground, and it doesn't beat Naomi Datani. They come through for a single, but again, Datani, a great bit of fielding there to stop her otherwise certain 4. That ends the over. With that wicket, Lancashire are 10 for 1 off 3.
Yeah, really good start by the Hampshire Hawks bowlers here. Both ends, Bex Tyson at this end picking up the wicket, and Naomi Datani at the far end, the pavilion end. She looks like she isn't going to continue because Georgia Adams has taken her cap off, and she's going to bowl her off spin from the far end to Darcy Carter. Any sort of thinking behind that? They've seen, or is that a standard move by Hampshire Hawks?
They do like to chop and change it. Get batters guessing at the front, and then at the back end have all the options of bowlers left. So it's not uncommon.
Adams into Carter, bowls, round arm, and I thought there was a stumping appeal. I thought originally she'd been bowled, but no stumping appeal. In fact, absolutely nothing in the end. Just no foot movement, just missed the ball. So good accurate start from Georgia Adams there, and a bit of excitement.
Absolutely, yeah. Georgia Adams, she does pick up wickets.
Bowls again, round arm bowls, and this is a better looking drive from Darcy, and a good single, shy of stumps, hit the stumps, but the umpire is in place, and Dean Daniels doesn't make any movement at all apart from walking towards the stumps and picking the bails up and replacing them, as a good umpire should do.
Yeah, Georgia Adams as an all-rounder, she ever since the start of the Southern Vipers, she's nearly always in the top 3 or top 5 of runs and or wickets each year on year. In
she comes again, bowls, and this time slapped into the leg side. That's a really good shot by Meg Lanning. It splits the 2 fielders who are deep on the leg side. She moves on to 11, and Lancashire Thunder 15 for 1. She's looking ominous now, Manning. She's started to pick the ball up well.
Yeah, that is the problem with these these top draw players. If you don't get them early, they can punish you. As you said, Meg Lanning is scoring a lot of runs in this competition.
Adams again bowls back foot and just defended to one of the 5 fielders in a very tight ring on the right, on the offside for Hampshire Hawks. And bearing in mind that Adams is the off spinner bowling to right hand. That's interesting. Bowls again, and this time Lanning just pushes it down the ground to the fielder at long on, and Francesca Sweet just trots in and hurls up back, and 16 for 1 Lancashire Thunder with the last ball left of Georgia Adams' first over. Bowling to Darcy Smart, comes in, bowls, and pushes that also into the leg side. Repeat of the previous ball, and it's fielded by Francesca Sweet. Darcy Carter moves on to 3, and Lancashire Thunder finish that over, the 4th over, on 17 for 1.
Yeah, an excellent start, as we say. Meg Lanning looking like she's getting a little bit comfortable out there, but a great start nevertheless from Hampshire so far. Just a little update on Meg Lanning's scores in this competition. She started the competition, her first 3 innings were 40, 81 not out, 75 not out, and she's since got another 50 when she got 64 against Hampshire in the return fixture earlier in the season. So yeah, she can damage size, but Hampshire have got a very good quality bowling attack. We're having a change of ends for Naomi Datani. So Bex Tyson bowled 2 overs, 2 very good overs from our commentary end. Naomi Datani opened the bowling from the other end. She's going to bowl her second over now from this end, as the left arm seamer is at the top of her mark. She's in, bowling to Carter. It's a length ball, worked onto the leg side. There'll be no run there. Maya Boucher makes sure of that.
I think Darcy Carter is a product of the Kent system. as a lot of these young girls are. Megan Sturge, who's here at Hampshire as well, she played for Kent, and I know Kent Spitfires are playing here earlier, and I know a bit about the Kent system because I'll tell you in a second why I know about it. As
Tani's in, bowls, back of a length, again whipped onto the leg side. They will come through for a single here, which was a risky single because Maya Boucher picked that up cleanly and had a shy at the stumps. Missed on this occasion, but I wouldn't run too many to Maya Boucher.
No, and Tilly Courtine-Coleman, she's another one who came through the Kent system. I do a YouTube show called Close of Play. Nice plug, I thought, with Geraint Jones, and he's the assistant coach for the Kent women, and he tells me a lot about the Kent, the pathway system and the players they have coming through and that they lose to other clubs.
Tani in round the wicket, and Meg Lanning bangs this into the floor onto the offside. And they scamper through for a single. Yeah, going back in the day, again, I've used that phrase twice already, so
we're going to play bingo, won't we? The commentary bingo.
Kent, before the professional era, back in sort of county cricket days as it was, Kent were always one of the very strong ones. I mean, Charlotte Edwards played for Kent back in her time, so it was always one of the very strong counties. So I think it was quite surprised they didn't get a tier 1 status for the women's game. As Tani's in, that's short, that's down the leg side. It's a poor ball and it's well dealt with by Carter, who pulls that away behind square for 4.
Yeah, it is one of those clubs. I think it's locationally, because up in Beckenham where they play a lot, it's right on the Surrey border. I mean, it's virtually Surrey, isn't it? Technically, it might well be Surrey as well. But I think because of that, they lose a lot of players into the Surrey system. Obviously, bigger club, more money, all that sort of type of thing. So, I think they're a victim of their location more than anything else. But you can't knock the talent that they've produced over the years.
Absolutely not. In club cricket, I'll come back to that in a minute. As Tani's over the wicket, and this time it's a length ball that's hoiked, and it's plugged again onto that leg side boundary. And just like we saw the other side earlier from Meg Lanning, the other side of the wicket, it's done exactly the same here and allowed Hampshire to pick that up and keep that down to 2. Yeah, club cricket has always been very strong in Kent. A lot of clubs and a lot of very good players playing in those leagues. There's been a lot of Premier League clubs based in that area, so it really has been a hotspot for women's cricket over the years.
Going back to what you said we were talking about just now, there's been a couple of instances now where the ball is plugged. I wonder if there's a call for the boundary fielders to come in 5 or 10 yards.
Could be, as Tani's in again. Short ball, but played with a straight bat by Darcy Carter for a dot ball. Ends the over. Lancashire 25 for 1 off 5.
Because I think when it skids through, you're not going to stop it because it's quite short, isn't it? The boundary's in a long way, especially on the leg side from the hotel end. But when it goes up in the air, when they mistime it, it's plugging. And so I wonder whether it's a call for, just a 5 or 10 yards off the boundary, just to give yourself a chance of taking that catch. I think we're going to have another. Well, Bex, there's been Georgia Adams was obviously doing the changeover jobs because Bex Tyson is going to be bowling her third over from the third over from the pavilion end, and she'll be bowling to Meg Lanning now as she gathers herself, gets ready. The field is fairly set and comes in bowls, and on the leg side, and Lanning sweeps it, but one bounce to the fielder who throws it in, and there is just the one run. It's Ellen McCacken fielding down there on just behind square on the leg side. Yeah, it's quite a split field here now. It's just moving Naomi Tani over onto the leg side where there's 5 fielders now for the left arm spin of Bex Tyson bowls, and Darcy has a big thrash at that, and it goes to one of the fielders deep on the leg side, and they come through for single. Lancashire are turning the strike around quite well here, Jem. They're sort of setting themselves up for a decent score. They're 27 for 1 at the end of they're 5 overs and 2 balls in.
Yeah, they are. They say last couple of overs just looked a little bit more comfortable.
Tyson in again, bowls on the wicket to wicket, and Lanning just chops it into the offside where it's well fielded at cover point for no run. 27 for 1.
Now, Sanjay, every commentator's got their pet peeve and something that they always moan about. I'll tell you mine in a moment.
I'm looking forward to it. It's involved me as Tyson comes in bowls and Meg Lanning advances down the track, but succeeds only on pushing it to cover point for no run.
Now, I feel like I constantly moan, whinge, whatever you want to call it, about the size of boundaries in the women's game. I feel it's something I bang on about and no one really listens or cares.
I can, and I'll listen as she comes in again. And again, Lanning tries to fierce a field on the offside, and it just takes a ricochet off the diving Nancy Harmon, and they do go through for 2 in the end as the ball sort of rolled towards the boundary and a bit of recovery. We're going to find out about Gem's boundary peeves in a second, but Tyson's just going to finish her third over here. This field just slightly adjusting, waiting for Lanning to be ready, which she is now, and in she comes again. Tyson bowls, flighted delivery, and again pushed to a sort of deepish mid-on, and they go through for single. Good over that for Lancashire. 30 for 1 at the end of the power play. 6 overs gone. Lanning on 17. And Darcy Carter on 11.
Well, I was going to tell you about my pet peeves, but I've just had a little laugh to myself first. We obviously had to set up all the technical. Well, I say we.
Well, yes.
Because we're a team.
You can take some credit.
Because we're a team. Obviously, Kev looks after us usually. But without him today, we were given all the instructions, and I made sure I was late enough that you'd already done it all.
You did very well, I thought.
Thank you. And I'm not technical at all. And when you were just commentating then, our monitor went off. And I thought, what do I do? And I was just about to bang it because that's all I know. It came back on.
Well, that is the trick, because it does go off, and I heard you just tap it at the back, and miraculously it reappears. What do you make of the start so far by both sides?
Yeah, I think both sides will be happy. I think after the first 2 overs, Hampshire looked very much on top, but you can't tell after 2 overs. 2 overs, even in a T20, 2 overs is nothing. And since then, Lancashire have looked much more comfortable. As Amanda Jade Wellington is coming on at our end, and first ball is line and length, pushed to point for no run.
You're guessing these two know each other well, would you? Amanda Jade Wellington and Meg Lanning from playing in Australia together?
They certainly will. And very different characters. Meg Lanning is quite quiet, and AJ Wellington is the opposite. As that's full and straight, and Lanning attempted a sweep there and got a little scratch on it. So there's no LBW in play, but just dribbled through to Southby. So AJ Wellington with her leg spin, ready to bowl her third delivery. She's played for a lot of teams, as many have these days. She comes in and bowls. Meg Lanning rocks onto the back foot and plays that through the covers. Naomi Tatani does the fielding, allows them to come through for a single. She, I don't know if you know this, Sanjay, she gets a tattoo of every team she's played.
Oh, really?
So last year she played for Somerset, so she got the Somerset Wyvern tattooed, and she played for obviously teams in Australia, Big Bash and everything. So I don't know if she's had the Hampshire one yet, whether she's getting the Hawk or the Rose and Crown, I don't know. But yeah, that's her thing. You can't see them because she wears long sleeves to play in, but that's her ode to all the teams she's played in. She's in again and bowls a fuller delivery and quite wide outside off stump. Carter has an airy drive at that, but it's through to the gloves of Southby.
Well, later on, when the men take on Kent Spitfires, I've noted down the number of teams that some of their players have played for.
In again, bowls, and that one turned. That was a good length ball, and again, Darcy Carter trying to just work that onto the leg side and turn the other way, as the orthodox leg spin would.
Sam Billings has played for 18 franchises.
18. That's a lot of shirts. This time it's a straight.
That's a lot of
ball.
Tattoos.
It's a lot of tattoos. Pulled into midwicket, there's no run there. That's a great first over from AJ Wellington, just the single off it. Lancashire 31 for 1 off 7.
Yeah, it looks like she got a bit of turn there as well, didn't she?
It did.
Good control of line and length and a bit of turn. That's going to certainly keep the experienced Meg Lanning and the up-and-coming Darcy Carter on their toes. They're having a little chat in the middle of the pits, just waiting to see what bowling options that Georgia Adams chooses. It looks like she's going back to Naomi Datani from the pavilion end to bowl her left arm seam. She's bowled 2 overs to 0 for 14 so far, so we're not sure if she'll bowl just the one or bowl out. Jem, what does she tend to do? Have you got a view on it?
As I say, there's no tend to do with the
yes,
Hampshire
we've discussed
bowling.
that.
They do chop and change.
It's a let's wait and see job, I think, this one. It's Lanning is going to face up 18 off 19 balls so far as Datani approaches the crease, busting run up bowls, and a big drive from Lanning, but it goes straight to the fielder, Georgia Adams, who is at mid-off and no run. Yeah, it's right. I mean, that's good though, isn't it? Just don't let the batter settle into anything, do you?
And Georgia Adams has always been good at that and very much goes with her gut feel. And who are we to question? You know, she's had such amazing success as captain that we'll just let her do what she does.
Exactly.
And enjoy it.
Datani approaches the crease, bowls it shorter on the leg side, and there's a swing down to Bex Tyson, who's fielding at fine leg, and they just come through for the single. 32 for 1. Carter will be facing up. She's 11 off 17. She's in a bit of form. They say she scored those 200 odd runs for Scotland in the World Cup. 32 in the last game. 32 not out in the game that they lost to against Durham. So she's got some runs as she faces up to the approaching Datani. Left arm bowls, and she takes a step down the pitch and pushes it into the offside where it's fielded by Nancy Harmon, and they just come through for a single.
Yeah, we're obviously out the power play now, so a little bit more protection for the bowlers. We've got 3 on the leg side for Datani and 1 cover sweeper. But they are all sat on the ring, contrary to what you said earlier, Sanjay. Your advice. Contrary to your advice.
Who would listen to me as Datani again bowls? It's up in the air. It's going to land into the hands. And it's the first wicket for Hampshire. Meg Lanning out for 19. I'm just trying to see who caught it.
I think it's Abby Norgrove.
Abby Norgrove caught that. So it was up in the air. Mistimed drive off the bowling of Nancy Harmon. Of Naomi Datani, sorry. First wicket falls for Lancashire. Second wicket for Lancashire. 33 for 2. I'm getting all excited and getting it all wrong, which is not great. Yeah, it's good to get rid of Lanning.
Yeah.
Good to get rid of Lanning. Big wicket for Hampshire. She's gone for 19. And coming in now, is going to be Emma Lamb. Now, she's been called up, isn't she, to the England Test squad?
Yes.
There's a few of them around, actually, from that Lancashire side. Ellie Throwell, the captain and keeper, has been called up. She's been called the hardest working player by Chris Reed, who's the coach for Lancashire Women.
Nice accolade to have.
Yeah, Emma Lamb, who's coming in now, has been called up, as well as Sophie Eccleston and Grace Potts, who are not obviously Eccleston, will be playing later on today. It's exciting, isn't it, that what's going to happen this afternoon at Lord's?
It is, and you said to me you were commentating on the men's game this afternoon, the Hampshire men's game, but you're also going to be watching the World Cup. I'm worried about your multitasking.
Yes, I might even try and get the Grand Prix on at 3 o'clock as well. So if there's utter chaos that ensues from this commentary box, you can understand why. It is Emma Lamb then, who's going to be facing up to Datani. That's her first wicket. 2 balls left of this over. She's taken 1 for 16 now then, Datani, as Lamb just settles in. There's a sort of a deep fly, sort of slip, short third man, thirders, and bowled by Datani. There's a quick little single taken here, and pretend shy at the stumps by Rihanna Southby, but well run by the Lancashire Thunder. Yeah, there's a short
off Wellington, who went for just 1 in her last over.
Yeah, going off 4.5 and over here, Lancashire Thunder. They'll be looking to accelerate, you'd have thought, in the second half of the innings.
Final ball of this over as Wellington's in, and she really gave that a good rip. We didn't see if it turned because it was quite full, but she's driven up to mid-on. There's no run there, just the 5 off it. Lancashire 40 for 2 off 9.
Yeah, another good tight over for Wellington. She's bowled 2 overs for 6 runs so far at the tiny other end. Let's see if she continues and bowls herself out. She's bowled 3 overs. Has taken 1 for 18, but it looks like they're holding her back for later on in the innings because Georgia Adams is going to bring herself back on again. She's bowled 1 over so far for 7 runs. She will be bowling to Darcy Carter, who's on 16 so far off 22. There's a 4 on the offside for Georgia Adams as she approaches the crease now, bowls, and that's up in the air it's going to fall between two fielders. My Boucher comes in, picks it up on one bounce and throws it back in accurately. Good fielding. That's well applauded by her teammates in the crowd, keeping Lancashire Thunder down to 1 as they move to 40 for 2. There's a field change here now as looks like Nancy Harmon moving over to Naomi Turney, moving over to the offside as Adams in again bowls, and Lamb advances down the track and just pushes it into the leg side where that same field as last time. Boucher fields it, and Tatani, you can see what's going to happen here. Tatani is going from side to side here, depending on who's batting. Adams in again bowls, slightly slower, but looks like, and outside the off stump, and Carter has a little thrash at it, misses it completely, and taken by Rihanna Southby for no run. 42 for 2. Carter remains on 17. Lamb on 4. Another good tight over this by Hampshire. 4th ball of it as Adams in again, and this time it's just pushed down the ground again by Carter. This is pretty much what they're able to do, Jem, is that the Hampshire are bowling so well with line and length that they're relying on singles.
Absolutely, and they like you say, to move the field again. They're really reinforcing the offside to Emma Lamb, and putting the extra one over on the leg side for Darcy Carter, and that is only where we've seen her play so far today.
In again, Adams, and pushed into the leg side by Lamb, where Boucher comes off. She's about 10 yards in off the mid-wicket boundary, and she puts it back into Georgia Adams, who's gone for single after single, and she's in again, bowls, and this is up in the air this time by Carter. The keeper's running back, and Rihanna Southby takes a simple catch over her shoulder. That's the end of Darcy Carter. Hampshire are taking wickets at the vital time. Lancashire Thunder have lost their 3rd wicket. Carter gone for 18 of 26 balls, and the score is 44 for 3.
Yeah, one thing that Hampshire are doing really well here, and this allows me to dive back into my pet peeves.
Oh, good. Excellent.
So my pet peeve's always been about the boundary sizes, basically.
Oh, yeah, we didn't really.
No,
we sort of
I
skipped
moved
off
on to
it, didn't we?
technology.
Yeah.
No, I've often sort of criticised the size of boundaries in all women's cricket, not just here at the Utilita Bowl by any means, that it's too small. And today we've got pretty deep square boundaries. I think straight is okay. I've seen smaller, but straight is definitely the smallest boundary, both ends, whereas square it's very, very deep. And what Hampshire have done well today is they haven't allowed players to get on that front foot and make most of those short straight boundaries.
Yeah.
So they've been getting the singles square of the wicket, but it's huge. There's going to be singles there, and they've been stopping by and large the boundaries. But if you over pitch on here and allow a batter to drive, it's a very short straight boundary. So Hampshire have bowled well to the ground dimensions.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed at the Oval on Thursday when I went to England versus South Africa, is actually the boundaries weren't in at all. They were pretty much a yard or so in off the off the advertising hoardings.
Yeah.
So it was I think you're finding they're getting bigger. So your pet peeve might have to go. You have to think of a new one.
Find something else to moan about. We've got Poppy Tulloch in for the first time of this game, and her first ball slides down leg side. Emma Lamb on strike, and the new batter Tilly Stephen at the other end. Yeah, I'm going to have to find something else. I'll find something. Don't worry.
No, good. It might be technology.
Yeah,
you can go with that one.
I think, that would be easy to slide into.
Yes, we were given some instructions by Kev James, weren't we, in terms of what to do.
They were very thorough.
They were very good, yes.
Poppy Tulloch in again to Emma Lamb. That's a better ball, line and length. But again, she's just dabbed that into the offside with the full intention of it, the ball going nowhere and then being able to come through for that single. So that's really good awareness that when there's not another option on, there's actually a really easy single there if you play with soft hands.
But Hampshire haven't allowed Lancashire Thunder any width at all. They've bowled stump to stump, and really they're feeding off those singles as well as they're playing them. And to a certain extent, I think Georgia Adams is letting them have those singles by the field that she's got. They're not too tight, but they're certainly there just to say, well, if you want a single, you can have it, because we're going to bowl stump to stump.
Yeah, I think exactly what she's thinking. At 46 for 3 at the halfway point, she's thinking singles aren't going to hurt us.
No.
You score singles for the rest of the innings, we'll chase that down. as Poppy Tulloch's round the wicket to the left-handed Kesteven. It's very full, well dug out by Kesteven, back to the bowler.
This crowd's grown, isn't it, since we started talking, started being on air. It's a lovely day here. There's some fluffy white clouds around, isn't there? A bit of a breeze. Beautiful day to be sitting out watching cricket.
Absolutely. We've had it too wet, too cold and too hot this season.
Yes.
But today it's perfect.
Just right.
And just right for that double header. So get yourselves down if you're not here already. As Poppy Tulloch's in, and this is back of a length, and it's bowled her. So Kesteven, her first ball, she tried to, again, hoik that onto the leg side. I feel like I've used the word hoik a bit too many times today, but it was, again, we were saying stump to stump. And that's gone through, and it looks like it hit the off stump.
Yeah, it was a poor shot. It was full from Poppy Tulloch, and Kesteven on the back foot, just trying to pull it onto the leg side, but should have got forward, should have played straight. Pretty poor shot, really, and just reward for bowling stump to stump by Poppy Tulloch. Takes a wicket with her third legitimate ball.
Absolutely. That's another danger player gone, because she has scored 73 in this competition, as in that's an individual score in one game. That was against Warwickshire. So, she's got runs in here. But coming to the crease now is, as you quoted earlier, the hardest working cricketer in the game, captain and keeper Ellie Threadheld. Yeah,
and a call up to the England Test team. That Test match starts next week, the 10th, isn't it?
Friday.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I shall try and get myself over there.
First ever women's Test at Lords.
That would be fantastic. Yeah, it's great to see the women's game doing what it's doing and the support that it's getting. It was a 21,000 crowd at the Oval on Thursday, and it wasn't just women and kids, which is sometimes been labelled. There was everyone. There was groups of guys. There was family. It was absolutely everybody. It was a really good game. Really well supported and really well organised as well. So it's fantastic to see.
Poppy Tulloch bowling too. The keeper captain Threadheld new to the crease. That's a bit of width outside off stump, but it's a good length. And Threadheld lofts her bat, but it goes through to the keeper. Play and miss.
Yeah, I mean, she gets some accolades, Threadheld, apart from Chris Reed, obviously former England wicketkeeper, saying that she was the hardest working cricketer he's worked with. Sarah Taylor said she got fantastic hands, and you assume she'll be the understudy to Amy Jones in that Test side.
There's been a lot of talk over the last couple of years about the understudy for England keeper in any format, as Tulloch's in bowls, and that is a wide ball and will be called so by the umpire. That was too much width outside off stump.
That's commentator's curse, though, isn't it? I was just saying how the lack of width and too wide outside the off stump.
There's been Threadheld, Hampshire's keeper, Rhianna Southby, Bess Heath. There's been a fair few that have sort of been in the frame, but it's so far not been needed. Amy Jones is ever present. So it's just a talking point, but the day will come when we'll see as Poppy Tulloch's in again. Again, it's width outside off stump, but umpire's happy with that delivery. When the day comes, we'll see who will take the gloves and what have you. But it's very much a talked about point and never needed.
Yeah, I guess England will come to a point quite soon where the Heather Knights, the Nat Sciver-Brunts will have to move to one side and let to the next generation through.
Tulloch into Threadheld. That's down the leg side. It'll be another wide in this over. So we were saying earlier, like you say, commentators curse Sanjay. We were just bigging up Hampshire's discipline and stump to stump. We've had a couple of wides in here, but we have had a wicket as well. So we've had 3 wides.
Just to add to the commentators' curse, she's keeping the ball up there. Right, so the next ball's going to be short. You know that, don't you? Yeah, a couple of wides and 3 wides in this over so far.
Okay, Tulloch in to bang it in, as Sanjay said, and it is back of a length. It's gone up in the air, and I think it's going to land safe. It is. You can see 4. I could see in the peripheral as I was watching the ball. I could see 4 Hampshire players all converging, but it fell safe in the end. But a false shot, nonetheless, as Lancashire are 49 for 4 after 11.
No, it might have had some wides in there, but she caused a bit of trouble. Poppy Tulloch. There was a wicket, and just now that ball that flew up into the air and dropped quite kindly as far as she was concerned, and Lancashire Thunder was concerned, between the 4 advancing Hampshire players, one of which was the wicketkeeper Rihanna Southby we spoke about just now, as having England aspirations, I guess, back in the day. Georgia Adams is going to continue. She's bowled 2 overs, a 1 for 11 so far. She will continue from the Rod Bransgrove Pavilion end, and she'll be bowling to another wicketkeeper in Threlkeld. Bowls, advances down the pitch and just tucks it into the leg side, where it's fielded by Bex Tyson, and they come through for a single to bring Emma Lamb on. Lamb and Threlkeld both in the England Test squad. That'd be a great occasion at Lords, as Lancashire get to 50 off 11.1 overs. They've lost 4 wickets in their progress to that score, as Adams in again bowls. And a reverse sweep, and she nearly plays it on, hands on her head from Adams. She sort of just tried something inventive there, Lamb, but didn't really get hold of it. And in the end, there was no danger for her. But they've got to try something new here, Lancashire, as she advances down the track. Lamb scampers the first one quickly, but Maya Boucher is also very quick off the boundary, and only a single. She moves on to 7, she being Emma Lamb. Threlkeld is on 2, and Lancashire 51 for 4, as Adams gets through her overs, gets through pretty quickly here, as she is in now to bowl her 4th ball bowled. And again, this is the standard stuff now from Lancashire as they advance on track. They're going for 2 this time. There's a throw that comes in, but it hits Lamb on the way through, and they just stick to 2. They some teams would have tried a 3 there, but it would have been caused some rumpus on the pitch, you would have thought.
It's not the 2019 World Cup.
No, it's not. Yeah, exactly. There's no super over in this one either, but 2 for Lancashire as they move on to 53 for 4 with Lamb on 7 and Threlkeld on 4. Adams has just made a couple of field adjustments there as he comes in again, bowls and advances down the track, and it's gone pretty much exactly, but a slight misfield by Harman there, and they do scamper through for a single. A ball left of Adams's 3rd over as Lancashire are 54 for 4. The field is quite tight on the offside, but a bit of room on the leg side, trying to force the Lancashire Thunder batters to put the ball into that area, which they do by rocking onto the back foot. Does Emma Lamb. Boucher, who's been probably the busiest person who hasn't bowled so far, comes in off the boundary for a single. End of the 12th over. Lancashire 55 for 4.
Yeah, that's a funny quirk in cricket, isn't it? That overthrow that happened a couple of balls ago. So, as you said, Sanjay, it hit the batter, and so the etiquette in cricket is to not take that run, which Lancashire adhered to. But had it gone to the boundary, like it did in the World Cup, it would be 4. There's nothing they can do about it.
No.
It's sort of unlucky, and thank you very much. But if it doesn't go to the boundary, they are almost expected. It's not a rule, but they're almost expected to not run, which they didn't.
Spirit of cricket.
All that jazz.
All that jazz, exactly. It's a bit like man-cutting and a few other things, isn't it?
AJ Wellington's going to return now. So Poppy Tulloch just bowled that 1 over, one for 5. But in the chopping changing that Hampshire do, AJ Wellington's back on. First ball is a flighted delivery on leg stump. And it's going to be the first 6. Maya Boucher actually got a hand to that right on the rope of these deep square boundaries. So that tells you how well timed that was. But it's first 6 of the innings.
I'm putting that down as a drop. I think
by Boucher's standards.
By Boucher's standards, she's got to that. And we're watching the live feed now, and she's come round and she's got to that, but just didn't seem to have the conviction that she was going to catch it.
Wellington in and bowls play a miss outside off stump. You're right. I think a lot of players would be happy they got there, but Maya Boucher will be disappointed she didn't get more of a mitt on that. And that's
she didn't have far to go
standard
from her fielding position either.
AJ Wellington to Emma Lamb gives herself a little bit of room on the offside and cuts that. They come through for a single. If you're just joining us, 61 for 4 is the score. And the wickets, Eve Jones was the first to fall, caught behind by Rihanna Southby off the bowling of Bex Tyson. I'll tell you the others in after this ball. As AJ Wellington's in, full delivery, worked away behind square on the offside for no run. Meg Lanning was then caught by Abby Norgrove off the bowling of Ditani. Darcy Carter caught behind. It was a top edge that Southby had to run over, took over her shoulder. And Tilly Kesteven was the last to go in the over before, bowled by Poppy Tulloch. This down leg side, and it's swept, but there is a short, fine leg there, so keeps that to a single. And the scores for those batters: Eve Jones got 1, Meg Lanning 19, Darcy Carter 18, and Tilly Kesteven didn't score today. Currently, Emma Lamb 15 not out off 13 deliveries, and Threadheld 5 off 6. As Wellington's in, and Lamb uses her feet there down the wicket, and 1 bounce 4. So we're starting to see a little bit of change of gear here from Emma Lamb, who hit a 6 and a 4 in this over. So really starting to push that Lancashire run rate, which they do need.
Yeah, it's just over 5 now, isn't it? 5.2. It was 4.6 or 7, I think, the last time we said. 13 overs gone now, and 67 for 4. These two are need to put together a partnership that's going to get Lancashire Thunder towards some sort of total that they feel that they've got a chance of defending. Poppy Tulloch is swapping ends, as has happened a lot today. She started off, we bowled the 1 over that saw the wicket from the Hilton Hotel, and she's now up at the pavilion then, coming in now to bowl, and in she comes bowled, and it's outside the off stump, and it's given a wide by the umpire Dean Daniels at the pavilion end. Poppy Tulloch's got her hands in her head. That looked a bit harsh. He didn't see the keeper moving particularly to the offside to take it. Rana Southby standing up to Tulloch, but there we are. It was a wide. She's bowling to Ellie Threlkeld here. As she reaches the top of her mark, then turns. Good run up, bowls. It's flighted, and there's a caught and bowl chance, but it's hard, and she's gone straight through her. And they've come through for a single, but that was a chance.
It certainly was, yeah. And like you say, trying to access that shorter, straight boundary. It was a chance. How hard a chance it is subjective,
bowls are tough, aren't they?
Is up to up to each individual. But again, we're talking professional cricket here, so you've got to chalk that up as a chance, albeit a hard one.
Emma Lamb is on 19 off the 14 deliveries she's faced so far. It's going to face up to Tulloch now, who bowls a slower delivery. It's a full toss and just pumped into the leg side. It's spun, and it's a diving stop in the end on the boundary by Ella McCacken, and they come through for 2. And watch the spin. Even off a quickie, watch the spin. And
like you say, we've seen it plug and spin here, and in the end, she did okay.
Well.
She got enough on it to.
It's a no ball. It's been a no ball for height, I think, from Tulloch. She's struggling here with extras, Poppy Tulloch. Most of the runs that she has given away have come off extras. There's 4 wides now and a no ball. Free hit then for Emma Lamb as Tulloch in bowls, and a slow ball again and into the offside, and that's bowled well because it's just fielded off her own bowling. So the free hit doesn't cause any damage. That's a good comeback. Young Poppy Tulloch.
Really good comeback. Probably the best ball she's bowled that's been on the free hit. So
more of those,
more
please.
Of those, yeah.
The field is split between 4 on the leg side and 5 on the off. They've got a deep mid wicket, deep square leg as Tulloch is in again. She bowls, it's full, and is driven back to her by Lamb. Lamb's trying to, I can't see if Tulloch's getting any shape into Emma Lamb, but she's shaping to play the ball or to drive it on the offside, but she seems to be coming round the ball and playing it straight. I don't know whether that's because she's getting any movement, Poppy Tulloch, or whether she's not, the speed through the air isn't as quick as
she's expecting.
Lamb is expecting, and therefore she's mistiming it. But certainly she's not hitting the ball where she's aiming it currently. As Tulloch now approaches the crease, bowls shorter, and it's just on the back foot, and it's just tucked into the offside where the fielder who is on that boundary at deep point, if you like, which is Nancy Harmon that comes off, and it's just a single. 73-4. They've got to do something in Lancashire Thunder, I feel, something different to what they've done so far.
Yeah, you're right. There's only been 5 boundaries. We're in the 14th over, 1-6 and 4 fours.
Tulloch again. Fuller, and this time it's driven. They're going to try and push for the 2 here. Threlker's run the first one quickly, but then so has Bex Tyson, who's fielding over at long on, and a round of applause for the fielding there, which is quite right because he's restricted them to 1 as Lancashire are on 74-4.
Yeah, so we've been saying they've been running the singles very well and picking up those runs on offer, but it's got to be interspersed with a little bit more firepower to put a threatening score on the board.
Last bowl of Tulloch's over. Bowls down the leg side. She's got something on that as Lamb. And what's the umpire going to give? Leg byes, I think. So saved her from probably a wide there. But that's the end of that over. It's the 14th over, 75-4 Lancashire. Threlkeld on 8 and Emma Lamb on 22.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these two take the next couple of overs. We haven't had any major partnerships in this innings. The wickets have come at relatively regular intervals, but Emma Lamb certainly has just started upping the ante, as you would expect at this stage of the innings. And Ellie Threlkeld's newer to the crease, but she's 8 off 10. So we have seen a little increase. The current run rate is 5.36. 6 overs to go. Naomi Tatani is going to bowl her 4th and final over of today's proceedings. She's currently 1 for 18 off her 3, having picked up the big wicket of Lanning. And she's going to start round the wicket to Lamb, who full ball, and that's Hoyt into the leg side. And there's 2 fielders on that boundary who are quite close together, but it splits them.
That was a good shot. That
very
by
well placed.
Emma Lamb. She picked up the pace and picked up the line and length very well there, and timed it beautifully to split the 2 fielders who aren't that far apart on the leg side.
They're not. So 4 to start this over. So Tani top of her mark again. Emma Lamb's in her ready position. She comes in, and this time it's more back of a length and pulled to leg side, and it does go to Nancy Harmon, one of those 2 leg side fielders that she managed to split in the previous over, and they take a single.
I wonder what score Lancashire Thunder will be happy with here, because run rate's just creeping up now. They're 5.6. And if you get to a run of balls 120, it'd be interesting to see what they think is a good score.
It will, as Datani is off again, bowling to Threlkeld. Good line and length, and attempt to drive down the ground. Not brilliantly timed, but slight misfield by Francesca Sweet, and they come through for a single. I don't think if they're going back in the dressing room with 120 on the board, run a ball, I mean, I wouldn't want to defend that against Hampshire. So I think they'll be needing to look at the 140 mark as a sort of minimum, but that's a long way off from where we are at the minute. And this one's banged in short and pulled to deep square. Nancy Harmon does the fielding again, and that's just a single. So I think that is, we said earlier, sort of bowling back of a length and almost letting them play square of the wicket and pick up those singles is the way to play at this ground, which is very sort of wide and short.
A couple of field adjustments there. Seem to be swapping some players over. They're staying in the same positions, but just changed a sort of a short third and a short fine leg over.
Datani to Threlkeld. And Threlkeld gives herself room here. She hits that high, and it's going to be another 6. Didn't sound beautiful off the bat, but hit it with enough muscle to clear cow corner, which is one of the sort of bigger sides of the ground. And Francesca Sweet was interested for a while, but soon realised it was going over her.
I was watching Sweet and Norgrove, and they were sort of looking at each other thinking, nah, that's going for 6. And that's exactly what it did. But you're right, Jem, it didn't sound very good off the bat, did it?
It didn't. So if it goes that far, when she doesn't hit it well off the bat, it's an indicator of how good the bat is. Or the batter, I don't know. Full and driven. down the ground, but Georgia Adams at mid-off keeps that down to a single. So a little bit of an acceleration off that, over 14 coming from it from Lancashire. They are 89 for 4 with 5 left in this innings.
Now, talking bats, I went to the the Apex Cricket Festival, which is the school thing that Sir Andrew Strauss and Ebony Rainford Brent have put together. It was at Millfield School. I went on Monday and I saw there was a guy there, and he had a composite bat that the MCC have now legalised, if you like, and he's trialling it at schools games and sort of minor counties maybe. But it's no wood in it at all. It's composite recycled materials,
Right.
and so therefore he's got the price down to like about £100 for and really nice bats. And this being the BBC, obviously I can't say who what the manufacturer is because other bats are available. But it's really good. And I had a go at a couple and picks up really nicely, and they'll be using it in the matches there. It's AJ Wellington who's going to bowl from the pavilion end, bowls, and it's a great looking shot by Threlkeld, and that's gone for 4. Diving attempt in the deep there by Ella McCacken, but she can't stop it, and the Thunder have got the hammer to the pedal. Now, if that's not even the right phrase, it's foot to the metal to the pedal, and it's got nothing to do with hammers at all, but they've moved on to 93 for 4.
So these composite bats, what do they look like? What colour?
They look like a cricket bat.
They look wooden.
They look wooden.
Right. Okay.
And I was really surprised because I asked him, what percentage of willow do you have? And he said none. There's absolutely no wood in these bats at all, and they're just recycled materials and look and play like a normal bat. As Wellington in again bowls, it's full, and Threlkeld pushes onto the offside. There's a diving attempt of a stop there by Naomi Datani, but she can't do that. But the fielder off the boundary came in quickly enough to prevent a second, and Threlkeld moves on to 20 and Lamb on to 28, and the Thunder on to 94 for 4. Wellington tosses the ball hand to hand, comes in, bowls full. Onto the sweep goes Emma Lamb and pushes into leg side, but the fielder comes quickly in off the boundary and prevents anything more than a single. 95 for 4. Yeah, they just look and feel like normal bats.
Wow.
Play like bats. And for those who listen to this or are old enough to remember Dennis Lilly, we'll come back to him as Wellington comes in bowls. Onto the back foot goes Threlkeld. This says she pushes in. She's placed it brilliantly because the diving stop by McCacken didn't come off. And that's the second 4 of this over 50-run partnership between Lamb and Threlkeld. Lamb's on 23. Threlkeld has provided 25 of those. It's just taken 32 balls for that partnership to come together, and that's exactly what the Thunder wanted, Jem.
It certainly is. We were saying, as I said in the last over, they want to be looking for that 140 as a minimum to defend. And
Wellington in again, and she takes a step outside the off stump, and she's dragged it on. Oh, she's dragged it on as Threlkeld on 25. She took a step outside the off stump to be able to access the leg side, but she succeeded only in knocking it back off her gloves, I think we'll see, onto the off stump, and that's a fortunate wicket for Hampshire, but they all count. Threlkeld goes for 25, 99 for 5, the Thunder.
Yeah, an important breakthrough for Hampshire. We were saying there weren't many partnerships so far, but that one was just coming together quite nicely and looking like it could post a score for Lancashire that they would be happy with. But Threlkeld has to go, and Seren Smell, who's back in the side today, is coming out to the crease to join Emma Lamb.
Yeah, she got 23 against Warwickshire off 23 balls. So that's a sort of stability, I think, that Lancashire Thunder need at the moment. Whilst they've got Lamb there, who's 29 of 23 balls so far, Wellington's just got 1 ball left of her final delivery in the match. She's taken 1 for 28, so she's gone for just over 7s. So far, the Australian, just marshalling her troops. She's got a interesting looking field here. She's basically got 2 short thirds fielding there. So it's an interesting position as she comes in bowls and tosses it up, and is just pushed back to her by Seren Smale. That's the end then of Wellington spell. 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 28. Lancashire Thunder 99 for 5 after 16.
Yep, AJ Wellington bowls out. The only other bowler that's bowled out for Hampshire is Naomi Tatani, 4 overs, 1 for 32. Leaving Bex Tyson with 1, Georgia Adams with 1, and Poppy Tulloch with 2 to finish the 4 overs. So to make that work, we're going to have Poppy Tulloch. Her first over went 1 for 5. Second over 0 for 7. She's currently 2 overs, 1 for 12. She's bowled some good balls, had a little bit of trouble with extras, but the balls in between have either been wicket-taking balls or threatening balls. She's in for her third over. Keeper stood up, bangs it in short and wide, and it will be called another wide.
It's the 100 up for Lancashire. Run rate's crept over run a ball now. It's a 6.3, so it is the 120, 130 mark. But you reckon 140 is what they're going to aim for?
I think it's what they need. I think 140 is the minimum to be thinking you're in this game against Hampshire as she's in and bowls. And this time it's slower, full toss, but straight and flicked onto the leg side for 1. Yeah, Hampshire have had an exodus of seamers, really. Freya Davies retired. Lauren Bell hasn't left, but she's obviously off and on international duty. We've had Daisy Gibb, who's not playing at the minute. So they haven't really replaced the seam bowling unit. Obviously, we've had seamers come in. But Tolly, I'll try again in a minute.
One of them anyway.
That's going to be a no ball for height again. They'll just get the single off the bat, plus obviously the no ball, but it will now be a free hit.
Freya Kemp's the other one, isn't she?
Freya Kemp, of course, yeah. Poppy Tulloch, very much, the second seamer here today after Naomi Tatani. Oh, she's been taken off. That is her second of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll pause that conversation for the minute, and it looks like Nancy Harmon, who bowls leg spin, is going to complete this over. So yeah, we had a full toss no ball in her previous over, and she's just had this second one, which does mean she's withdrawn from the game in terms of bowling.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Tulloch.
It's more unfortunate for Harmon, who's got to bowl to a free hit.
Yeah, that's true as well. But a young bowler coming through, for that to happen is it's all part of learning, I guess. It's all part of learning. It's you can't hide from these things, only when you're out in this sort of environment, with the crowd watching and the pressures that are on. It is what happens.
But Nancy Harmon will resume this over with her leg spin. First ball it's a free hit, don't forget, and Emma Lamb knew that and had a big swipe leg side, but play missed through to the keeper.
Would have been a stumping opportunity if it wasn't for a free hit.
Nancy Harmon gets a lot of revs on the ball. She really does give it a good rip, which won't help that ball because that was a full toss, but it's going to be a wicket nonetheless. Maya Boucher on that mid-wicket deep boundary. It won't be the best ball that Nancy Harmon's ever bowled, but she's not going to worry too much about that, as that sees the end of Emma Lamb, who goes for 30.
I'm keeping an eye on Poppy Tulloch here. When Maya Boucher caught that ball, she started walking in, and then she started running in, and then she went straight to Nancy Harmon, who gave her a big hug. And look, it's all part of what being a professional cricketer is all about, isn't it? It's
absolutely, and those kind of lessons early on probably stand her in better stead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
moving forward.
Yeah, just get back in the nets, keep practicing, because she was bowling well up to that point. Apart from the wides, obviously the no balls, but the balls that she did put down, she took that wicket of Kesteven, and then had that hard caught and bowl chance as well. Just keep it up there, keep bowling length, and you'll soon get the rhythm that's required at this level.
Well, with Tulloch out of the attack, there's still one over to find, which Nancy Harmon will be looking at Georgia Adams now, saying, well, I've just got a wicket skip. Maybe I should bowl the other over. Kate Cross is at the crease, and first ball is back of a length and driven off the back foot through the offside. They'll come through for 2.
Do you listen to the podcasts, No Balls?
I don't.
Alex?
I'm not a regular listener, but I have picked up the stuff this week.
Yeah, I think most people have.
as Nancy Harmon is in to Kate Cross, one of the speakers on that podcast. She pushes that up to mid-on.
Just proving I
Single.
can promote other people's shows apart from just mine. So, I'm nothing but fair, Jim. Nothing but fair. Yeah, Smale's seems to have been there for a while, but she's only faced 2 balls so far.
So Nancy Harmon to complete this over, drops it in short, and it's pulled onto the leg side, and this time it's going to split the 2 fielders. So similar ball to the one that got no, it wasn't. It was a long hop. It was the full toss that got Emma Lamb out, but this one was hit sweetly, hit hard, hit along the ground, and 4 runs.
6.5 runs and over now. Lancashire Thunder are going out at 110 for 6 with 3 overs left. Those 2 wickets came at a very good time for Hampshire because they were set, Threlkeld and Lamb, but Lamb just out in the last over. Getting out to a full bunger is never good, is it? But it is what it is, and that does bring the very experienced Kate Cross to the wicket. She's going to be facing up to Georgia Adams, which is good for me because I'm going to ask you a question in a second as Adams comes in now to Cross bowls, and she puts it up in the air, flicks it. They're going to push hard, are they, for 2? No, Snail wanted to come back. Do you know what Georgia Adams and Kate Cross have got in common?
No, go for it.
Is that you're not going to have a guess or try? I'm going to try to string it out for as long as possible. In this over, as Adams in now for Snail bowls, and she sort of reversed sweeps it in a sort of stood up position. Sweet's chasing after the ball but doesn't reach it. Good shot by Snail that goes for 4. She moves on to 5, and we've all got to know we don't. That was the last ball because it's now 115 for 6. I hadn't spotted it was 1-1-1. Did you know the old David Shepherd stand up on 1 foot business? No.
So is it a cricket related similarity?
Sort of, but not really. As Adams in again to bowls, and Snail just pushes it into the leg side where it's fielded at long on by Francesca Sweet, and they come through for 1. No, famous fathers.
Okay.
Georgia Adams and
Chris Adams.
And Chris Adams, obviously. Now Kate Cross's dad, as Adams comes in bowls and Cross onto the sweep and into the leg side where it's fielded and thrown in by Ella McCacken for just 1. Kate Cross's dad was a guy called David Cross who played football. And his claim to fame is he won the FA Cup with West Ham in 1980 when Trevor Brooking scored, and they beat Arsenal 1-0. So there you have it. There's Adams in again, and an attacking-looking shot by Snail, but again, the fielder is well placed out there, and Francesca Sweet gets it in. There is just the singles. So dealing in singles now, apart from the 4 that came off the second ball of this over. So last ball of which is Adams, and advancing down the track is Cross, and she's picked the gap beautifully on the leg side. The ball goes for 4. She's timed it well. Lancashire Thunder on the move at 122 for 6 at the end of the 18th over.
I don't know if you just saw on the screen as well, Sanjay, we were saying how she timed that. It was a lovely little flick, and she just played that air shot again to show her partner exactly how she did it. I'm very pleased with that shot, and so she should be.
Yeah, so there goes a bit of trivia for you. Famous fathers,
That's
Chris Adams,
fact.
obviously. Thank you very much.
FA Cup winner.
Yes, FA Cup winner, 1980. I remember that cup final. Trevor Brooking diving header, not very far out. Yeah, 1-0. There you go, you see. He played for other clubs. I think he played for Rochdale and Bolton, maybe. But yeah, West Ham, David Cross. So there you have it. Famous facts.
Absolutely.
I like a quiz.
Good to know. Love it. Love the facts. Bex Tyson to bowl her 4. She's 1 for 9 off 3 so far. Bowled really well up front, and that's a good line in length. It's tried to work onto leg side, but got a leading edge as it goes up to mid-on for 1 run.
Yeah, on our show we do Who Am I every week.
Okay.
And I come up with the most obscure clues for
you reveal
people.
Facts as
you go along. Yeah.
Tyson in round the wicket, a little shuffle down the crease by Cross, and hits that straight and times that really well. I think that probably should have been stopped by is that Francesca Sweet or Abby Norgrove? Francesca Sweet.
Yeah.
But like we say, these are the short, straighter boundaries, so you do get a little bit more value for timing the ball well straight here. And Cross is doing well, 13 of
It's
6.
quick across the surface, isn't it?
Yeah.
We saw a few that plugged early, but across the surface it skids across.
And again, this time she gives herself a little bit of room by coming across to the off stump and helps that on its way to leg side. So yeah, Kate Cross coming down the wicket, giving herself room, shuffling across, just trying to put the bowlers off any kind of rhythm, as Bex Tyson is ready to bowl to Seren Smale, who's 12 off 7. Shuffle down the track again. Not times, they'll come through for a single.
On 29 for 6 now. They're getting to that point. I think 140 is going to be a good shout, Jem.
Yeah, I think that's the minimum to give yourself a foothold. As Tyson, 2 balls left of her bowling duty today. Again, a little shuffle down the wicket, but playing a miss, it's gone through, and that's the end of Kate Cross, who's done a great job coming in at number 8, 14 off 7. Those are the little cameo roles that you need at the end of a T20 innings, especially when the run rate's been fairly modest.
Yeah, with all the experience Kate Cross has got as well, you know, she needs to come in and maybe see Lancashire through towards the end, because Snail seems to be hitting the ball. Seems to be hitting the ball quite well at the moment. Yeah, but she's gone for 14. Bex Tyson getting the wicket there, who does that bring to the crease now? Tara Norris is coming to the crease, and what is there? There's 1 ball left, isn't there, of this Tyson over. She's bowled well so far. To be honest, they've all bowled well.
They have been well. She's been the pick of the bowlers, 1 for 9 up front with her 3. Really set the tone in terms of keeping Lancashire runs at bay. And then she's come back now and picked up another wicket. Tara Norris is someone that a lot of these girls will know very well. She's a former Viper. And last ball by Bex Tyson. Again, down the wicket, a little shuffle by Norris, but it's just pushed into the offside to Naomi Datani for no run. 129 for 7, 1 over to go.
Yeah, and a big over this needs to be for Lancashire Thunder. They're going at 6.8 so far. And who is it that's taking off? It's going to be Nancy Harmon. It's going to bowl it. And the stadium announcer's getting very excited here, and the crowd are responding, which is nice. The crowd of which has steadily grown as this game has gone on, in anticipation to see Hampshire bat here, but then also the second part of this great double header down here at the Utilita is the Hampshire Hawks. The men's side will take on Kent Spitfires. Hampshire going well in the men's format as well, in the men's game as well as in the women's game, both looking to qualify for finals day, as Harmon in now bowls on the leg side and is pushed into that leg side up in the air by Smale, but they run through for 1. They're coming back for a second. Keeper's got a chance to take the stumps off. She does, and she's done it. She's out. The umpire, Ben Periville, gives that out. That's a great bit of fielding, because it wasn't a very good throw in from the deep, and Southby had to go a long way to access the ball, and she catches it and just... It was virtually like a run out, wasn't it? The ball was so far away.
Yeah, good from Hampshire at the end. Like you say, not the best throw, but putting that pressure on.
That's the end of Smale, and she was going quite well, 13 off 8, but putting the pressure on, as you say, Jem, and getting a wicket off the first ball. She's got sort of golden arm here, Nancy Harmon, obviously coming on because she had to bowl Poppy Tulloch's overs after she was taken off for bowling 2 no balls, and she's taken 1 for 7 so far. So it's she's going to be, as you said, saying to the skipper, yeah, come on, Skip, give me a bowl.
Probably not scheduled to bowl at all today, and it'll give her a bit of a lift if she gets to bat, knowing that she's already done a bit with the bob ball.
She hasn't bowled at all, I don't think. Well, certainly the last sort of 4 or 5 games, having a look, she's obviously batted, but she's not bowled a ball. So here we are.
As a spinner, it's hard to get into this side as a regular spin option. So very much in for her batting recently. But yeah, showing us what she can do here.
Hannah Jones has come in now as Harmon comes in and is punched up in the air, straight to the fielder. We're on a hat trick here as Harmon runs around. and she's, I can't believe it, she's taken 2 for 8 off 1.1 overs, and that over's kind of been split between where she finished off Poppy Tulloch's over and this one. It was my Boucher, your friend, who took the catch in the deep. The safe hands of my Boucher, and that is the end of Hannah Jones, who came and went, and we are on a hat trick to add some excitement to the final over, Jem.
Yeah, we are. Like you say, golden arm, come on to finish the overs that needed completing.
By the time Hannah Jones's name went up on the scoreboard, she's out again. that's what happened there. 27, and that is Venus Virapoli who's coming in. She's bowled really well so far, but she's got to do a little bit of batting in this last 4 balls of the Lancashire Thunder over. There are 100 Lancashire Thunder innings, sorry. There are 130 for 9. 2 batters who are yet to get off the mark. Norris has just faced the 1 ball, as Virapoli will be facing up to the golden arm that is Nancy Harman. Virapoli just takes the guard. The field hasn't changed at all. They've still got 4 outside the ring, 2, 3 on the leg side and 1 on the offside. And that's sort of a tightish ring, but not much. There's singles to be had, certainly on the offside if they split the field. And on the leg side, there's wide open gaps as Harman in again. Bowls and just tucks it behind square. There's a call for a single from Norris, and they do come through. And she drops her bat, Virapoli, on her in her haste to get down the other end. And that's the end of that ball. And it says 1.2 Harman, but that's actually not true. I've absolutely no idea what this ball is. I think it's the 5th. I think it's 2 left maybe, because obviously Harman's bowled split overs here. And there's a chat between captain and bowler here. They're bringing Francesca Sweet in off the deep square leg boundary up the umpire, and they're pushing long on back, expecting some big straight hits by Norris. Obviously someone, Jem, as you said, they know from the Southern Vipers days, and they're moving long on straighter and long off straighter and long on slightly wider as Harman in bowls. It is on the leg side. It's a big appeal given. She's done it again. Harman's got 3 for 9, and she's just wondering why she's not been given a bowl before.
Absolutely. Take nothing away from her. I was going to say the other bowlers have been toiling away all innings, and but take nothing away. She's bowled full and straight ball like that one. Okay, the long hop got the first wicket, but it doesn't matter how you get them at the end of the day. Nancy Harman's done a fantastic job coming in, not expecting to bowl.
And they're all out. The Lancashire Thunder, 131 all out. They didn't use up their full quota, 2 balls shy of the 20 over mark. Hampshire Hawks will be chasing 132 when they come out again to bowl. Tyson taking 2 for 16. Harman at the end, 3 overs for 9. Fantastic bowling performance, Jem. Tyson 2 for 9. Datani 1 for 32. Adams 1 for 29. Wellington 1 for 28. Wickets shared around. Poppy Tulloch 1 for 16. Good effort by Hampshire.
Really good, like you say, a wicket shared, but the fielding shared as well. It was a pretty solid. It's a sort of demonstration of fielding that we've expected from Hampshire, or come to expect in recent years. They have looked at a good unit, a good side with ball and in the field. Yeah, but 131, I say that's a little bit, well, it's below par. I thought they needed 140. Hampshire have never lost chasing a score below this, but they have tied earlier this season a low-scoring game against Surrey. That was 121, 122, I think, a piece. So, yeah, they have been known to tie. Maybe that's what Lancashire can play for.
Let's see what they do in the second innings. They've the ground staff are on preparing the pitch. The apples are on the left because there's some sort of activation for one of the sponsors, and we're going to take a 15-minute break, and we'll see you on the other side.
Catches up on the way very shortly. A reminder, big international cricket coming up here at Utilita Bowl. We've already seen a brilliant run of matches in the ICC.
The Thatcher's family farm. Making cider with nothing but love and skills. Delivering perfection for over a century.
"25 years of flight. The Hawks are back. Come fly with us."
Doesn't even have to run. He's been waiting for the square cut. He plays it beautifully. Nice personal milestone for Robin Smith. He's
in a memorable game, Hampshire have taken this game with 153 batting firsts.
Straight away, Peterson's gone.
Shane Warne once again been quite brilliant. Changed the game.
Yes, it does. There it is. That means that Hampshire are the winners of the Friends Provident Trophy 2000.
They can't get there, and Hampshire Royals have done it. The scores. The Southern Vipers have won the inaugural Kia Super League.
100 from Wiley Rousseau. A moment to remember. Finna, an innings of real quality for Hampshire.
Get themselves over the line emphatically to defeat the reigning champions, Hampshire. That is what you've got! Nothing else! Rips a Yorker through past the Bennett Gleeson. Hampshire, oh my word! Oh my word! It's the biggest of the lot.
Captain Eddie Burkow leading out Lancashire Thunder. And it's time to welcome the opening batters for Hampshire Hawks. Number 8, Ellen McCacken. And number 14, Maya Boucher.
Well, we're back again, aren't we, Jem, as Hampshire look to chase down this score that's been set by Lancashire Thunder. 131 is what they are looking to do. The Hampshire opening batters, Maya Boucher and Ella McCacken, who's been released by England A to come back into the side today. What are you expecting, a fireworks start or a bit of a steady approach to this chase?
Without wanting to sit on the fence, something in between. Because, no, these two have been a formidable opening partnership for Hampshire. But with Ellen McCacken missing the back end of last year with injuries, and then Maya Boucher in and out when she went for international duty, and like you say, Ellen McCacken on England A. As formidable as they have been, it has been disjointed. So hoping for fireworks. Expecting good things, but I wouldn't be surprised with the total that they're chasing. They might just give themselves a few overs to feel comfortable.
Settle in. My Boucher is on fantastic form so far in this Vitality Blast T20. 278 runs in just 5 innings so far, averaging 69 and a half, strike rate of 140. I mean, she's going to play one way, isn't she?
Absolutely. Yeah, she's fourth in the list of run scores, but like you said, 5 innings compared to 9. Kate Cross to open up then, as she's in and bowls. Line and length outside off stump, worked away onto the offside by Boucher, and they're off the mark with a single, the same way Lancashire were.
Yeah, she's the form horse. She's also in that England Test squad that was announced the other day, along with the Lancashire players we said from Hampshire, Lindsay Smith, Fred Kemp, Lauren Bell are also in it. It's a great accolades for both the counties to have so many players in such a landmark occasion.
Absolutely. Kate Cross was just about to set off then, but halted her run up, but she's off again now. Into McCacken, a full floaty delivery, worked onto the leg side for no run. Yeah, the two sides that have had a lot of success with silverware in this county and regional competition prior to that. I mean, last year, Lancashire, they won. There's a cup version of T20 as well.
They won that.
They won that. They just missed out on the playoffs of this competition, one place outside of that. Let's cross in again, another floated delivery driven into the offside. They'll come through for one. And in the 50 over competition, they beat Hampshire here at the end of last season. So they picked up 2 trophies last year. And Hampshire, formerly Vipers, have got a healthy trophy cabinet as well. So yeah, 2 sides that have been blessed with a lot of internationals and play some really good cricket over the last couple of years. And ex-England international now, bowling, play and miss. Kate Cross, play and miss to Maya Bouchier.
Yeah, you mentioned Arundel early, didn't you? I was on commentary that day. I drove all the way down to Arundel, and just as I got there, the heavens opened.
I was there as well.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Oh, there you are, you see. Heavens opened, and I drove all the way home again. So there you go.
And I was there, I think was it the year before? And Kate Cross in, another floated delivery. So first ball was for a pace on, and since then it's been floated. But that one was going down leg side, not well directed, and Bouchier manages to help that on its way as it goes for 4 to fine leg. Yeah, that was a better result for Hampshire than the one where the heavens opened when they were 1 run shy of Duckworth Lewis.
Yeah, because then they went through, didn't they, Lancashire? They played Surrey here.
That's right.
In the semis, a game I did as well, and George Adams got 100.
Yes,
I remember. So
it was a fantastic semi-final. Cross in again, and this time better trajectory as it's on the stumps. Dot ball ends the first over. Hampshire 6 without loss.
It's going to be a good matchup, this, Maya Bouchier against Kate Cross. Kate Cross with all her experience and England credentials, and Maya Bouchier, run machine, plays very well, plays very straight. And not that a lot of how Hampshire go after this totally depends on her, but she certainly needs to play a major part in just making sure that Kate Cross doesn't have too much an impact on this Hampshire innings.
Yeah, you're right. It's not quite as drastic as ticking off overs in a T20. You can't just sit out someone's 4 overs, but certainly having her 1 over down and taking the 6 runs off it is exactly what Hampshire will be without loss.
The left arm medium pace of Tara Norris is what Ellen McCacken's going to face coming in from the pavilion end. As she in now, bowls leg side, and the umpire's already signalled a wide, and Ellie Threlkard can't get everything on it to catch it as cleanly as she wanted, but prevents any further damage. So she starts to the wide. Tara Norris, as you say, someone that they will know from the Vipers days, and it'd be quite good now, I think, for women's cricket to settle on a format, some competitions and a system, wouldn't it, after all those years of change?
Absolutely. And Tara Norris, very much a swing bowler.
In again, bowls with the left arm, slightly on the leg side, and McCacken is off the mark now. No, sorry, she's off the mark already. She's on to 2 as they scamper a single, and Hampshire moved to 8 without loss.
Tara Norris, she's played international cricket as well for the USA.
Oh.
Born in Philadelphia. Makes her eligible to, and she hasn't for a while, but I know a few years back she certainly played for them.
I think that's the Kent men's coaches rolling into the car park there, I've just seen. So that's the second game of this double header. It starts at 3:30, the same time as the World Cup final starts. England, Australia, obviously at Lords, as in she comes again, Norris bowls, and that's Fuller, and Bouchier gives it all the respect that ball is due, and she's sort of on the back foot and defends, but then plays the shot into the leg side, because there's a big gap for Norris between long on and deep mid wicket, and that's the gap she was aiming at, and somewhat disappointed that she didn't get the ball there. Norris then turns at the top of a mark, busting run, gathers bowls, and that is exactly the gap that Boucher has now pushed the ball into, and they've come back for a comfortable second. And that just shows the experience and class of Boucher. She knew where she was going to hit that ball and just waiting for the right line, right length probably. It didn't matter about the line, and push it into the gap.
That's what differentiates, isn't it, the top draw players to the sort of average players, that awareness, that ability to, like you say, manoeuvre the ball into the gaps and with the right pace.
Thurkelt standing up to Norris as she comes in, bowls short, leg side, pulled by McCacken, but there is a fielder out there in the deep mid-wicket position, and is just a single, and Hampshire Hawks move on to 11 without loss with 2 balls left of this Norris over. Just a couple of field changes. They're just moving a fielder out to the offside ring. Obviously, in the power play, so just 2 fielders allowed outside the ring. One of those is just below us in Hannah Jones. She's at fine leg, and the other's just behind square on the leg side as Norris in again short and pulled, and it comes down to Jones, has just been moved by the bowler to exactly the right position to prevent anything more than a single, and McCacken moves on to 3. Hampshire Hawks 12 without loss, with just a ball left of the second over.
Yeah, it's been a solid start from Hampshire, going just over a run a ball without loss, and when you're chasing a modest total, that's the platform you need.
Yeah, slight fielding change. The long on's gone out to Maya Boucher, and square legs come in as Norris bowls again, and short, and well defended by Boucher, and sort of stopped in her follow through by Norris. That's the end of her first over. She's gone for 6, and Hampshire Hawks 12 without loss.
I'll give you the scores of the other 3 games in this competition.
Oh, that was my multitasking, wasn't it? That
I was
just
giving
gave
you
up
time,
on.
but
you gave me a lot of time.
I thought I'll step in now.
I just pushed a lot of buttons and nothing happened.
So in the other 3 games, there's 9 teams in this tournament. So there's always a rest team, which is Somerset today. Surrey away to Essex scored 184 for 4 in their 20 overs. Durham versus Blaze at Durham. Blaze batted first, scored 147 for 9. And Warwickshire at home to Yorkshire scored 161 for 3. All the games are similar. They start at the same time, so they're at a similar stage. I'll come back to that in a minute. As Kate crosses in, first ball's a good line and length, and it's chipped up in the air, but just over the bowler and just short of Jones at mid-off. So McCacken gets away with that one. All the chasers have just started at a similar time, and the only breakthrough has been at Edgbaston, where Yorkshire are 14 for 1.
What did you say the big game was? I should have been listening, but I was doing something else.
Cross into McCacken. Driven straight, so straight in fact that it hits the stumps, but there's no fielder in the way of it, so no problem. The Blaze and Durham are playing each other. They just sit either side of Hampshire in the table at the minute. Durham are level on points, actually. It's just, I was going to say goal difference, but you know what I mean, net run rate. That's
Let's stick with goal difference.
Those 2 apart. So they're playing each other at the minute, so we'll see what that shift in the table looks like as it comes to an end. Cross in again, bowls a fuller delivery. McCacken takes a big step forward and drives that to wide mid-off, 1 run.
It's top 4 this year, isn't it? They go through.
Yes, the semis and final. Yeah.
Because was it 3 last year?
Yeah, they had the eliminator.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because Surrey won it, didn't they, last year?
Yes. Yes, they did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. There's been so many sort of changes in teams, competitions, systems, formats. Now we just settle it down and and just mirror, I guess, the men's formats and play the same thing and build momentum there.
Cross in, bowls, and again down the wicket, trying to access that straight boundary, and does so with ease. Clears the ropes by about 6 yards, and that's the first 6 of the innings. And we said earlier, Boucher likes to play straight. We said also that the straight boundaries are short here. It's made for her.
Lovely flow of the bat by Maya Boucher there. Just the ball was full and just didn't have to move her feet. It was in the slot and just didn't try to overhit it. I think that's the key thing. Just let the pace of the ball do the work, and great shot, Maya Boucher.
Cross in again, and this is on leg stump and tucked away very nicely by Bouchier. Comes through for the single.
One of the things I like doing here is looking at all of the food stalls that are around, but they've got some additional seating up.
Blocking it.
Kevin and I were doing food queue watch last time. We were just seeing who wasn't doing well. The Cornish pasty guys, they were failing miserably compared
Were
with.
they?
Yeah, some of the others. Yeah, it was a warm day, and so the bar was obviously full, but the other guys less so.
Kate Cross, her final ball. Again, a little shuffle down the wicket by McCacken. She's driven that and timed that really nicely, and that's going to go as well, go for 4. And there were 2 fielders in chase there, but she just timed it well enough, and with the shorter boundary, it made the distance.
That's one of those tantalising ones. We always in reach, but never in reach. Where just that dive, put the dive in at the end, just to make sure that the captain looked like you were actually chasing it properly. And I remember one game I was playing, and it was one of those where the ball had gone square and I was running after it, and it just kept gathering a bit of pace, and I put a big dive in at the end. What I'd forgotten was there was a ditch quite close to the boundary, so not only did I miss pulling the ball back, I also actually ended up in the ditch, so disappeared from view. Exactly. Change of bowling at the pavilion end. It's Hannah Jones with her leg spin coming on, so seems to be a theme here, just chopping and changing the bowler. She'll be bowling to Maya Bouchier. In she comes, so it's not leg spin, it's a left arm orthodox as Bouchier pushes that in to the leg side for 1 and moves on to 16.
Well, lots of people say when they do something slightly embarrassing, they want the ground to swallow them up. So maybe that was that worked well.
So she comes in again, Jones bowls leg side, and McCacken, they try a quick single, but to decide that it would be too risky and go back to their starting positions, 25 without loss. Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. It's like I just wanted to stay in that nice, cool ditch that I'd found myself in. Hannah Jones in bowls and advances down the pitch. Does McCacken, but she hits it straight to the fielder at mid-off for no run. Good start this from Jones. She's just gone for the 1 run off her first 3 overs, 3 balls of her first over. Bowls again. McCacken advances, and this time, does she touch it onto the stumps? It looks like she did hit the stumps, but she didn't touch it, so the single does stand, and McCacken survives. That's an unfortunate way to get out when that sort of stuff happens, isn't it? But she wasn't, and she moves on to 9, and Hawks on to 26. Jones again shorter this time, and Bouchier advances down the track and pushes into that gap that she likes on the leg side. McCacken turns to suggest the second run, which is not accepted by Bouchier. She moves on to 17, and the Hawks on to 27 for 1 with the final ball of this 4th over. Just a slight adjustment in the field as Jones in shorter again, and McCacken hits it square, but it's well marshalled on the offside. Kate Crossfield's end of the over. Hannah Jones goes for 3, and the Hampshire Hawks 27 without loss.
Yeah, you're saying that's an unfortunate way to go. It absolutely is. And in this replicate fixture last year, which I said was at Newbury, Falkland Cricket Club in Newbury, when Lancashire came down, we had one of those, and it was Elise Perry, of all, who was run out very early in the innings by, I think it was Abby Norgrove, but I might be correct on that. But it was definitely Elise Perry that was out with backing up. And yeah, you've got your big star over. You've got Elise Perry, of all people. And in the first or second over, she was run out without facing. So that was tough times.
It's the battle of the quad injuries today, isn't it? It's Elise Perry versus Nat Sivabrunt at 3:30. Where's your money on that one?
Well, I just think...
Is it heart and head?
It's heart and head, yeah.
Okay.
But I think we were talking off air, and I said England are looking great at the minute. So if Australia give them an opportunity, it's something they should be able to pounce upon. But that's sort of up to Australia, really. Okay, so Tara Norris changing ends. Bowls her first ball from this end. It's pushed into mid-wicket for a single. We've seen Hampshire today use their feet a lot more early on. We saw it at the back end of the Lancashire innings, but straight away, both of these players look to get on that front foot, look to come down and access those straighter boundaries.
Yeah, they're obviously very comfortable with both the pitch and the pace.
Yeah. And say Tara Norris does swing the ball a lot, so trying to negate that as well is she bowls, and that's edged down to third man. It's going to be pulled off, but it was nearly catchable height for Gully. It just evaded them, but they'll come back for 2. That was the first full shot we've seen.
They've got fielders in for that shot, because they've got 2 fielders there in that position. One is at a short third and the other one is backward point, and they just flew through the middle of the pair of them.
Norris in again. McCacken on strike, play and miss outside off stump. Shrug held up to the stumps for Norris.
Yeah, it makes a big difference when the keeper's standing up, doesn't it? You can't move your feet, you can't advance down. You know, for one of the first time in the men's game, they found something that Joe Root couldn't do by standing up to the medium paces against him.
Norris in again. It's whipped away onto the leg side. They'll come through for a single. I can see the offside ring that Lancashire have got. That they're on the ring to start with, but they're really quite aggressively walking in with the bowler, trying to make sure that there's no single in there, which we saw Lancashire do a lot of in the first innings. Just push the ball into the ring, soft hands. Oh, we had a no ball there. I missed that, Sanjay. Did you see what that was for?
Must be a front foot. Yeah,
must be. So Maya Bouchier, they are allowed to change the field because the batter's changed ends. Maya Bouchier facing a free hit now. She gives herself a lot of room and hits that through the covers. It's dropped, but that doesn't matter in terms of the score, but you want to be taking those as practice.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you drop it and you throw your hand up in the air, you laugh and stuff. You think, oh, it was only...
I would have caught it if it was a legal
Yeah,
ball,
exactly, yeah. But, yeah, Meg Lanning of all people, spilling a very simple chance. She's allowed to laugh. It's Meg Lanning.
Yeah,
Meg Lanning.
She's earned the right. Norris, a fuller ball and driven down the ground. There's one fielder there, but she's wide at long on, and it goes about a foot over the rope. Second 6 of the innings.
Maya Bouchier, she's looking ominous here, isn't she? She's on to 24 of 15 balls as the Hawks are on 38. I mean, she's, like I said before, she's averaging 69 in this competition. So you let Maya Bouchier get in at your peril.
Absolutely. We said earlier she's 4th in the run scorers, but the 3 above her have played 9 innings and she's played 5 prior to today. So that's the sort of run scoring machine we're talking about. As Norris is in again with her left arm over, and that's driven through Meg Lanning this time, and that will go to the extra cover boundary for 4.
Yeah, I don't think Meg Lanning will be smiling this time, because she something she felt a shot she would have felt that she should have stopped, but she just dived over it and let the ball go under her body, and Bouchier moves on to 28 with the Hawks on to 42. This is exactly the start that Hampshire would have wanted, and the start that Lancashire wouldn't have wanted given the low total that they posted in their innings.
Absolutely. The only way you're going to defend a total like that is taking early wickets, and 5 overs in without loss, as you say, is very much gone Hampshire's way.
It'll be Hannah Jones to continue. She bowled her first over well from the Rod Bransgrove Pavilion end. She'll be bowling to Ellen McCacken as in she comes again. Slightly leg side, and now she's got a good sweep on that. There's a diving attempt from Vimas Virapoli, who's fielding behind square on the leg side, but she, by the time she got down to stop it, the ball had probably already reached the boundary. Such was the pace at which it was hit. McCacken moves on to 16. Hampshire are 4 short of their 50 off just 5 overs and a ball. So good start for the Hampshire Hawks here as they look to race towards the total of 131 that they're chasing. So 132 that they're chasing. Jones in bowls and advances down the track. McCacken, she pushes it to the fielder who is long on, and they just trot through for a single. Still in the power play. This is the last over of it, and the 2 fielders are allowed outside the ring, both on the leg side. Jones to Boucher, who slaps it into leg side, and it goes to that same fielder who's fielding long on for one. You can see what she's trying to do here, Jem. We've said it before. There's a big gap on the leg side that she's trying to access with her strong play, but not on this side on this time, Jones. So this time bowled, McCacken tried to just push that into the leg side, got across too far. It's exactly the same way I think that Seren Smailin might have been, who was bowled in the Lancashire innings. But it's the first wicket down, just too short of Hampshire's 50. McCacken's gone for 17. Bowled by Hannah Jones, 48 for 1.
Yeah, much needed breakthrough for Lancashire. As we were saying, the only way you're going to win this or stay in this game is to take early wickets. They didn't take an early wicket, but we're still in the power play. They've got one, and if that's a foot in the door, if they can keep some things tight for the next few overs and pick up another couple, really get themselves into this game, that's what they need to do.
It's a very T20 shot, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just trying to get yourself over to the offside and try and just scoop, sort of pull it, if you like, off one knee into the leg side behind square, which is generally where there are lesser fielders, if you like. But twice in this match now, it's been the downfall of those who have tried, and that brings the Hampshire captain Georgia Adams to the crease. How's she gone so far? She got 22 in her last match. Has gone all right. 40 is the wickets really that have got her to second in the wickets chart, but she's scored 203 runs, an average of 25. So she's contributing to the bat. There's 2 balls left of this Hannah Jones over. Bowls leg side, and it's a wide given by the umpires. So, but they still run through for a single. Wide throw by Vera Pauling. That is fielded by Meg Lanning, and that's 50 up for the Hampshire Hawks of 5.4 overs. It's just the loss of 1 wicket. McCacken, who has just gone, and it's the last ball then of Jones's over. Advances, and she makes it to full toss. As is Maya Boucher, and she slaps it through the offside. No point in chasing it. That goes for 4. Hampshire Hawks on to 54 for 1, and Boucher on to 33.
Yeah, it's just class. I mean, there's a stacked ring field, as you tend to have on the offside in the power play, and she just picked the gap, one of the very small gaps, and like you say, don't move. No need to move other than to go and fetch it.
Oh yes, there was a wide in this over, wasn't there? So in comes Jones for the last ball, the last legitimate ball, and this time just tucks Boucher up. She plays it into the leg side. That is the end of the over, and Hampshire Hawks are 54 for 1 off 6. That's the end of the power play.
Yeah, current run rate well above the required run rate. Hampshire going at 9 and over, and the run rate required at the moment is 5.57. Just a reminder, that target is 132. Hampshire are in pursuit of.
On the off chance that Duckworth Lewis comes into play on this gloriously warm day, they're miles ahead of that as well. So all looking good for Hampshire currently, and Lancashire need to do something to get themselves back in this game.
They do. It looks like we're going to have a change of bowling. We're going to have Emma Lamb. She's going to be bowling to Georgia Adams. First ball's pushed down the ground for 1.
Yeah, they can be, given the start they've had now, Hampshire Hawk, they can be sensible, can't they? There's no need to take any risks. They've got a long batting lineup. You know, they've the bowlers have done the job, and Boucher and McCacken certainly got them off to the start. That meant that now it's just a case of play sensibly and win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, hard work done. Now just reap those rewards by being able to play just sensible and easy cricket, as that's driven into the offside. There's a little misfield there, allows them to come through for a single. That's a little bit sloppy from Lancashire, and exactly what they don't need at the moment.
Yeah, just they need to be tight. Well, benefit of the doubt, it might have come off the covered surface there.
In and bowls again, just a little shuffle down the wicket, just to change the length of that delivery. Goes down to Tara Norris at wide mid-off. They come through for another single. Field changing again, reinforcing the offside for Maya Boucher, who's on strike now. This is in and whipped away onto the leg side where they've just moved a fielder from. They come through for a single. The 4 boundary fielders for Boucher. They reinforced the offside ring for her, but there were 3 boundary fielders on the leg side, making sure that was just a single. Brings Adams back on strike. And yeah, they're just milking the ones, as you'd expect teams to do in this position. There's a huge gap on the leg side. There's a 1 there all day, and Georgia Adams very happy to oblige.
Yeah, decisions to be made by Ellie Threlkeld in her position, both as captain, obviously, and behind the stumps where she can see the game.
Last ball of the over. Given a bit of width and full outside off stump, Maya Boucher drives that, but this time it is fielded cleanly. And there's no run. 5 runs off that. Hampshire, after 7 overs, are 59 for 1.
Yeah, she's got to induce the Hampshire batters into a bit of risk taking, I think. And I think if your field is this in-out field where there's so many gaps, especially on the leg side for either Boucher or Adams to be able to access along the ground and just trot through for a single, I mean, it's going to be quite easy for Hampshire. Yeah. But they've got to try something new, I think, here, and put a bit of, maybe try and get the Hampshire batters to go a bit aerial, and just get them to force the ball as opposed to what they're able to do now. So let's see if they're going to do that with a change of bowling, where they're bringing on the impressive Venus Virapoli, who has bowled well so far in this tournament. It's taken wickets pretty much in every game that she's played. 2 for 18 against Durham the last time, and then 3 for 13 before that against Yorkshire. So her leg spin is going to be something to watch.
I'm looking forward to this. She got the wicket of my good friend Emily Winsey yesterday, who plays for Durham. And so I asked her what she was like as a bowler, because this is my first viewing of her.
A long run up.
And I'll tell you what she said in a minute.
Yeah, let's see. She's spinning the ball from hand to hand, as all good leg spinners do, and approaches all arms and gangly legs and bowls and cut into the offside by Adams, and it's fielded for a single. Yes, what did Emily say?
She said she bowls incredibly slow, and she's got a googly that she absolutely rags. I didn't go as far as to say, is that the delivery that got you out? I thought I'll leave it there because it was fresh.
I think the answer is maybe yes.
Yeah.
Let's see the number of googlies that she does bowl. I think I did read that she does bowl them. She's got a change in the fielders, just reinforcing the thirders position. In again bowls, flighted, and Boucher onto her front foot, and just sweeps it to the fielder, who's fielding on the leg side at just in front of square on mid wicket, and they go through for a single. Typical leg spinner. There's a lot of action before she actually gets to the wicket, and a lot of spinning the ball and arms and legs, and throwing everything up in the air. Let's see what happens now. She's in now to Adams, bowls, and onto the back foot. They seem to be picking it okay at the moment, do the Hampshire batters, as yet another single. 3 balls, 3 singles. Hampshire 62 for 1. See if we can pick anything on the picture feed, Jem, to suggest that it's anything but the leg spinner. Let's see. She comes in again, bowls, and onto the back foot goes Boucher and chops it into the offside, where it's fielded for a single. The shots they've played, which has been rocking back and playing it onto the offside, suggests she's just bowling the leggies at the moment.
Orthodox, yeah.
Might be lulling him into a false sense of security.
Yeah.
As she bowled tightly so far. In again now, bowls, and onto the leg side this time, swept. Oh, it's gone through the hands of the fielder, who looks at her fingers there. It's gone for 4. Georgia Adams sweeping in the air, and that was definitely a chance that's flown through the fielder behind square on the leg side, and Adams moves on to 9, and the Hampshire Hawks 67 for 1.
It
was Jones, wasn't it? Yeah, fielding there. Again, Hampshire, we talked about Meg Lanning dropping that one off the free hit. Then she dived over one, and now's a chance. She's still looking at her fingers there, is Jones, and she's going to swap positions. We're taking out the firing line, and Eve Jones coming into that position behind square. Very poorly in again, bowls onto the back foot. Gives herself room, does Georgia Adams. She's obviously reading that well because she exposed all of her stumps there to chop the ball onto the offside behind square where it's fielded by Tilly Kestevan. That's the end of that over. Hampshire Hawks 68 for 1 in pursuit of 131.
So yeah, Hannah Jones being moved there after that drop. There's no subtle way to do that, is there?
No, there isn't. No,
yeah,
just you just come down here. Just have a look at your finger and make sure it's okay to bowl. She's bowled okay so far in the over or two that she had earlier. Nice crowd. Look at that. It's nice to see. They were saying, I was talking to the guys at Hampshire earlier. They're expecting 5,500, 6,000 today to turn up.
Brilliant. So you've got double header. Weather's set fair.
Yeah. Grand Prix, World Cup final. You could have second screen, they call it. That's what the kids, down with the kids, I am. That's what they call it. Second screening.
Go home for a nap and wake up for the football.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What are you going to do?
I'm going to the pub.
Are you?
I am.
Oh, good effort.
Yeah.
That's adventurous.
Oh, I'm a night owl.
Are you?
So I'm very excited about being up and other people being up. I'm not even a huge football fan.
Absolute opposite.
Are you? Mm. I'm not. I support Saints and watch England, but I'm not a huge football fan. But just the fact that people are up late, I'm excited.
Yeah, it is exciting. Yeah. Well, I support Luton. Just
okay.
If we're doing who we support business.
Kate Cross returns. Bowled 2 overs earlier. Full and straight, whipped onto the leg side, and it will go for 4. It was a diving effort at short mid wicket. That's another 4, another dent in this total.
Yeah, short leg side, Kate Cross. She hung her head, I think, because she thought maybe that was a chance. It was a diving effort there at mid wicket by Sarah Smale, but she, had flown past her pretty much before she had a chance to get anything on it.
In again, Georgia Adams waits, whips that onto the leg side, come through for a single. So are you going to watch the football at all?
Well, this is the dilemma I face. I've got a meeting about 9 in the morning.
Be done by then.
This reminds me of the Ashes, where because Garrett and I did a show at 7:30 in the morning every day, and I didn't watch a single ball. I just listened to TMS and their summary, and I suspect I'm following the radio route for this one.
Cross in again. Whipped, full ball, whipped down behind square on the leg side. It's another 4. That was a really good shot by Boucher. She looks compact at the crease, waited for that, and once again found that gap.
My wife's claiming she's going to be getting up and going downstairs and watching it. Layla, our daughter, she's going down the pub. Obviously, she's 21, so what else is she going to do?
Cross in, bowls outside, given a bit of width on the offside. It's uppish, driven uppish, but it bounces well short of the cover sweeper. Come through for 1.
And I suspect I'll be the one listening to on headphones in bed, in and out. I quite like it, actually.
Fair enough.
Quite like the radio commentary. Just, half asleep, half awake. Yeah, just waking up to find out what the final score is, pretending you've listened to it for all of that time.
Cross, she's in her 3rd over. Full and straight, driven to wide, long on. Tara Norris does the fielding, come through for another single. So we've had 4-1, 4-1-1 off this over.
Sounds like a telephone number, doesn't it? Where's your money, 4 or something different?
Who have we got? So we've got Boucher on strike. I'm going to go for another single.
Okay.
I think they'll be happy with the 2 boundaries.
Sensible batting.
We'll see as crosses up to the stumps. And it's all but sensible batting as Maya Boucher does not do what I suggested and decides to reverse sweep that for 4 and does so very well. That's enough of it on it.
Not only did she reverse sweep it, she reverse swept it over her stumps.
Yeah, off stump.
Off. Yeah, so basically it's on, off. It's full. She stepped outside her leg side, swept it. Great shot.
That's got to be clipped up, that bit, Sanjay. You saying sensible batting just as we see the first. Well, reverse sweep, it's not an unsensible shot these days, is it? It's still sort of considered as, innovative and all that, but we do see a lot of it, but it's the first time we've seen it today.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out to clarify when Wes and the team do clip this up, but whether I meant sensible shot, as in that's what's going to happen, or what what she should be doing. Either way, I was wrong. So approaching another 50 is Maya Boucher. She's on 46 to continue this great run of form that she's on at the moment. And there's a change of bowling at the Rod Bransgrove Pavilion end, because Darcy Carter, I believe, is coming on. The Tannoy system agrees with what I can see. She bowls right arm medium. Got runs, as we said before, for Scotland. Did okay here earlier. Shared in the partnership with Eve Jones and Emma Lamb. And let's see what she can do as she comes in now. Bowls and just tucked into the leg side by Georgia Adams for a single. I've got written down that she bowls right arm medium, but that didn't look anything right arm medium-y about it at all. It seemed more offy, didn't it?
You get a lot of this in women's cricket, where they were right arm medium, now off spin. There's a few through me in the World Cup. Yeah, it's but she's definitely off tweaking it.
Off tweaking it, yes. And she's got the same sort of field. She's got a very spread field on the leg side as she's in again bowls, and Boucher just pushes it into the leg side, takes a big backswing, and doesn't connect with it probably as she wants as she goes through to 47. Georgia Adams is already on 17 off the 11 balls she's faced. Hampshire are at 85 for 1, making good inroads into this total. And outside the off stump bowls Carter, and Adams pushes it into the deep, wide mid-off area. Pushes through for a single. She's on to 18 as Carter looking to do something here. They can't just let this game settle. Lancashire Thunder, and into the leg side goes Boucher. She's looking for 2, but Adams is not interested. Good throw, as it turns out, from the deep by Kate Cross, and just the 4 singles off this over. It does seem very much like Lancashire Thunder don't have a plan B particularly in terms of what they want to do, because it's very much letting Hampshire just push the ball around and collect singles as they meander their way towards this total, as she comes in again and bowls, and it's flicked into the leg side by Georgia Adams. There's a chase on here, but the ball is going to win. It's down to the boundary for 4, and Georgia Adams moves on to 22. It was a good chase. She never gave up, did Eve Jones, but the ball was always just that little bit too far away as the Hampshire Hawks move on to 91 for 1, with a ball left of this Darcy Carter over, and the 131 they require is only 40 away now, and they are a ball away from the halfway point. So they're giving this a good old go at Hampshire as Carter comes in outside the off stump, and Adams just puts it into the leg side. It's the end of the 10th over, 92 for 2. Adams on 23, Boucher on 48, and Hampshire Hawks are only 40 away now from winning this game with half the game left.
Yeah, just let's say just the 1 wicket down. That's Ellen McCacken, who fell earlier to Hannah Jones, the left arm spinner. Bowled, trying to give herself some room to sweep, but since then it's been very much Hampshire's way. Yeah, Maya Boucher currently on 48. We were talking about what sort of form she's in, and to give you a bit of a flavour, her last 4 innings prior to today have been 87 against Essex, 74 not out against Lancashire, 44 against Yorkshire, and 63 against Durham. That's her last 4 innings, and she's currently here on 48 not out.
And add to those a number of balls it took to get to those, which I'll tell you about in a second. Or do I have a chance? There's a field. No, I'll tell you about it in a second.
Hannah Jones coming on at this end, having previously bowled from the other, driven down the ground by Adams as she moves on to 23.
Yeah, that 87 was off 55 balls, the 74 was off 53 balls, the 44 off 28, the 63 off 45. So she doesn't hang around.
No, she gets going, gets the job done. And she's on strike now with that single on 48 as Hannah Jones is round the wicket. driven with a bit of muscle down the ground, but Kate crosses at the long on boundary. Keeps that to a single.
And it's ironic she didn't get into the T20 squad. She played the one days, didn't she?
Yeah, when Natsiva was injured.
Yeah. And is in the test squad.
She is, as Jones bowls now. Adams tried to advance down the track, but I think she yorked herself and the ball goes nowhere.
Yeah, ironic she's in the test squad with the strike rates that she has, but she's always obviously showing the the talent and the abilities has to be able to play both formats as Jones. And again, that's a great shot, Hoyd into the left side, into the leg side, and it's fielded. I thought there was a chance there for a second, but it falls short of the fielder there, and Adams moves through for a single.
Yeah, like for the last 8 overs, we've sort of been saying it's all been a little bit too easy, or looked a little bit too easy. Jones again into Bouchier. She drives that into the covers, but Meg Lanning makes no mistake this time. And there's a dot ball, a rare dot ball. Had a few in this over now.
The sound of Bouchier's bat's a thing to behold, isn't it?
It is. It's that willow on leather, which this time she manages to reach a wide one, cuts that to deep point, and that will bring up Bouchier's 50 of 32 balls with 5 4s and 2 6s. Another fine knock.
What a run of form Maya Bouchier's on. That's her 4th 50 in the last 5 innings in this competition. You know, just such an asset for Hampshire Hawks to have at the top of the order, along with the rest of the talent that this team has. And you can see why they're flying high at the top alongside Surrey, Durham and the Blaze. But you would think that, you know, they're going to get to finals day and give themselves a great shot of winning this title. Your finals day's here, isn't it? Is it here?
I'm not sure.
I think it is.
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Should know that.
Yeah, maybe someone will tell us. Someone could email in if we actually had emails today, but we don't.
Yeah.
So it's
so no one can correct us. It's
no,
nice.
they can't. We can just make it up as we go along, which is pretty much what we've done so far. As Virapoli, and again, a loopy leg spinner as Boucher just goes onto one knee and sweeps it with control all the way out to Seren Smale, who's fielding in front of square on the leg side. She moves on to 51 now. Boucher 97 for 1. Hampshire. Virapoli's went for 9 in her first over, bowling her leg spin with the googlies thrown in. We don't think she's thrown one in so far. Let's see what happens here. She bowls, and Adams, that might have been one because Adams is on the back foot, pulling it into the leg side where Seren Smale is fielding, and yet another single. It'd be, if we had a statistician with us, Jem, we could have found out how many singles Hampshire have taken so far. That's a 50 partnership between Boucher and Georgia Adams. That's come up in 34 balls. And advances down the track and slammed high into the air over the boundary goes Maya Boucher as she hits Virapoli into the hoardings. It's 100 up for Hampshire in 11 overs and 3 balls. Maya Boucher has moved on from 51 to 57, and Hampshire are on a roll.
Yep, they absolutely are. And a reminder of other scores. You can never say who's going to win, obviously, when a game's going, but Surrey are in a very strong position at the minute against Essex, and they are currently top of the table.
Can Virapoli recover from that 6? It loops it up at the end. Boucher repeats the same shot. There's an attempt at a catch, but I think she's palmed it over the boundary. The umpire is soft signalling 4. He's not sure. He's looking, and I think he has given a 4. Yeah, it's a 4. So Boucher, I mean, I wouldn't put that down as a catch. In fact, I'd say it was a good stop to stop the ball crossing the boundary for a 6. Boucher's on the march. She wants to get it done quickly so she can watch the England women in action later on this afternoon. 3:30 that start, at the same time as the men's match here starts. Hampshire Hawk play against Kent Spitfire at 3:30. There's 2 balls left of this Virapoli over. It's already gone for 12. Boucher 61, Adams on 26, Hampshire 108 for 1. Tosses the ball from hand to hand. Approaches the wicket. Bowls, loopy, and Boucher this time tries to sweep and aggressively sweep, but they run for 1 and Smale gets the ball in quickly, stopping any chance of a single, giving Georgia Adams a chance to get back on strike and see what she can do with this last ball of the very poorly over. 109 for 1. Looking to win it in double quick time here, Hampshire. Very quiet from the Lancashire team as very poorly in. Bowls, advances down the track, hits it into the leg side, but there is a fielder out there at deep, at long on, and that's just a single. End of the over, 110 for 1, Hampshire. Adams on 27, Boucher on 62.
Yeah, it's worth having a look back at the tables here. Prior to all the games starting today, the top 3 went Surrey on 28 points, Durham on 27 and Hampshire on 27. And just to remind, and all 3 of those teams look set to win today. They're all in very strong positions at the moment. But it's just a reminder that in the women's version of this competition, you do get bonus points. So if you win quickly. So on top of the 4 points for a win, you can pick up an extra point if you win when you're chasing within 16 overs, which Hampshire look very set to do. And where they're equal on points with Durham at the minute, that would obviously tip them even if they both win. So there's a little bit more to it than just a win. When the chance is there to win comfortably, a bonus point is on offer.
But I suppose the advantage of that top 4 have is there's a gap of 6 points to Somerset.
Yeah. Emma Lamb returning to bowl. Bowls straight ball on middle stump, but it's swept around by Adams and it trickles to the boundary after being half stopped at short square leg. And that's another 4.
Yeah, the Lancashire fielding has not been as good as Hampshire were crisp in the field earlier. They were tight. They stopped everything. Lancashire been less so so far, and Vera Poldy there diving over the sweep shot from Adams. Just pushing Tara Norris back onto the boundary here.
This is wide, but back of a length outside off stump and allows Georgia Adams to free her arms and pull that to the deep mid-wicket boundary for a single. She moves on to 32. Maya Boucher on strike now on 62 off 36 deliveries. Emma Lamb short run up with her off spin. Whipped away through mid-on. Come through for a comfortable single.
All too easy this for Hampshire, isn't it? They're the lengths also the Lancashire bowling just that little bit short, allowing both the batters to get back onto the back foot, rock back onto the back foot, and just put the ball pretty much wherever they like for a single.
Absolutely, and they've done that throughout. Really, this time a mini shuffle down, and that's pulled onto the leg side by Captain Adams. Pick up another single. 15 needed now of 44 deliveries. In. Boucher gives herself room and pulls that to that deep mid-wicket boundary. Another single. So it's been pretty rinse and repeat this over as they've both just looked to access that large leg side area. Happy with the single, 4 off the first ball, and then since then more than happy to take the singles on offer. And why wouldn't you be? She's in again, and exactly the same again. Slightly back of the length, pulled onto the leg side, come through for another single, 9 off the over without any risk taking at all. Hampshire moved to 119 for 1. 13 overs have gone.
I guess you need to be thinking, don't you, Jem, now is what questions you're going to ask Maya Boucher after her innings today for the post-match presser. I think that's I can't think of anybody else you're going to be talking to. No?
I think she might have been interviewed out, Boucher.
Yeah, she might be, yeah.
Is,
you need to think of somebody else, don't you, then?
Yeah, I think they've got one lined up for me.
Have they? Ah, it isn't her. Let's see what. Let's see who they come up with in the Hampshire presser. My money's going to be on Nancy Harmon after her bowling. I think that's the other option, isn't it?
Absolutely,
For
sure.
you to have.
To get her view on. She probably won't get to bat in this innings, so.
Darcy Carter in again, bowls, and Adams into the leg side, and the ball is bouncing along. A fielder comes round the boundary and gets it in, but the batters run through for 2, and Adams is on 36. Hampshire Hawk now just 11 away from victory here in the first of this double header at the Utilita. Kent Spitfires is the men's game, as Darcy just tries a quicker ball there and slightly shorter, and no problem for Adams as she just rocks back onto the leg side and just punches it away for a single to move on to a very sensibly made 37 so far of 25 balls, and the Boucher 65 so far, 64 so far. In comes Carter, bowls full, and there's a fielder just positioned at a sort of short mid-wicket, and that's Emma Jones, and she stops any chance of a single. Rare dot ball in this Hampshire innings as Carter in again, bowls quicker ball again, and that seems an interesting way to keep Boucher tied up here, rather than the floaty sort of deliveries have been bowled so far, to sort of get a bit quicker and bang it in, showing her old medium pace tendencies that she used to have. 4 balls gone on this over, 2 of them been dots. She comes in again, and this time she does give it a bit of loop, and that's cracked away. You probably heard that on our effects microphone here. That was a beautiful sounding shot that no fielder needed to move for. It's gone for 4. Hampshire are on to 126, 6 shy of their target, and Boucher moves on to 68 of 41 balls.
Yeah, making very light work as they close in on this target now. Just 6 to win. Plenty of time to do so.
Lunch, by the way, for us is scheduled at 2:30. They might have to change that. Let's see as Darcy Carter comes in. That's just tucked into the leg side by Boucher to finish that over. She moves on to 69. Adams on 37, 127 for 1. Yeah, lunch is at 12:30.
Oh, okay, good to know.
But it's only 5 to 2, and Hampshire only need 5 runs. What am I going to do? I went downstairs when I went to get some tea for the mid-innings stuff. There was no biscuits or anything, so peckish.
Did you not see the bacon sandwich?
I know, I had one of those as well.
Okay.
And I had
Just
some
no
oats
biscuits.
earlier for breakfast at home. So, just growing lad, that sort of thing.
There was breakfast, just no pudding.
Yeah, exactly. So last time when I did the Surrey game here, actually I had double dinner.
Nice, double dinners.
Yeah, double dinners. You can't beat it.
I'm going to take this over, and if it's not finished by the end, I'm going to make my way over, if that's all right with you, Sanjay, because it's a big ground here.
You carry on.
It's Hannah Jones in and bowls, and there's a dot ball. But if it does finish in this, I think I'm going to have to sprint, and that's not in my repertoire.
You just leave it to me. You just leave it to me. I shall tell the listeners all about what I had for dinner the other day. They'll love that.
Both times.
Yeah, both times.
Jones in, bowls, down leg side, and dealt with accordingly. There's a couple of bounces, and it finds the ropes. Maya Boucher, another 4 to her name. She moves on to 73.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be flying solo at all, Jen, because Hampshire only need a run to win, and there's 4 balls left. So unless anything drastic happens, Hampshire are winning it in this over. The what is it? It's the 15th. Good performance so far, Hampshire. Really well done.
Absolutely.
Both bat and ball.
Yeah, they've looked like a top side, haven't they? They've come out and shown why they are floating around the top of the table. As scores are tied, Hannah Jones is in, and the scores are tied no longer. As Boucher hits that over the infield, 4 is signalled. Hampshire win by 9 wickets. 34 balls remaining, and I'll leave you to summarise.
Thank you very much, Jem. Well, what a wonderful performance by Hampshire, chasing down a below par 131 that was posted by Lancashire Thunder. They did it, as Jem said, with 3 balls shy of the end of the 15th over. Bouchier ended up 77 not out after 45 balls, keeping her magnificent run of form going in this competition. She was averaging 69 before this innings. That's just gone up. Georgia Adams has scored 203 runs so far already in previous matches in this Vitality T20. 37 of 25. Comfortable in the end for Hampshire. Batted sensibly. I have to say, I don't think Lancashire Thunder put too much pressure on them, but Hampshire are a great side, and it's a fantastic win for them as they look to cement their place in the top 4 of the table that also includes Surrey, the Blaze and Durham. Durham and the Blaze are playing each other today, but Hampshire, I think, will be looking forward to a place in that finals day. We're going to have a break now on the live feed and on BBC until we start the men's match against the Kent Spitfires at 3:30. We'll see you just before that.
Well, it's now going to talk to one of the actual stars of that victory very shortly with Jolie down pitch side. A reminder, the actual shop is open underneath the Shane Ward stand. If you do get hold of some actual Hawks merchandise. My original refusal coming up as well on England Test duty. Next week game in the women's one-off test against England at Lords. We wish them the very best, of course, as another picture on Wednesday for the women's part of our doubleheader. So with Hampshire Hawks women winning in double quick time, we have 90 minutes now until the start of the men's fixture at 3:30. The toss will take place.